Hey, what's going on, everybody? And thanks for joining us again. We're live, and we have a full episode for you today. Welcome back to the Rethink Tank Live, where headlines don't get parroted, they get challenged. Tonight, we're starting in Davos, where the world's most powerful leaders, CEOs, and unelected decision makers are meeting behind closed doors at the World Economic Forum. No conspiracy, no whispers. They broadcast it right to your face because they know nobody's listening anyway when they tell you exactly how they see the future, who should run it, and when we can expect to adapt it. So maybe we can believe them, but we'll break this down and we'll see exactly what they say out loud, why it matters to the people who weren't invited. Then we're heading into the wonderful world of weather modification. What better topic when we're all bundled up in snow blizzard into our homes? A topic that used to get you laughed out of the room until governments and corporations started openly admitting they're doing it. Cloud seeding, climate intervention, atmospheric experiments, not sci-fi, not theory, but policy. The question isn't if it's happening anymore. It's who decides, who benefits, and who lives with the consequences. And I think you know the answer to that one. So buckle up. No slogans, no panic, just uncomfortable conversations, real information, and a little common sense. And with that, welcome back to the Rethink Tank Live. Let's let the thinking convene. Now, before we get into the World Economic Forum, which is quite dense, let me tell you, we have some updates as we like to do.
Nice.
Yeah, of course.
I look forward to it. And you never let us know if you're going to do it. So
yeah.
I always get super excited when it gets
Well, I'll tell you, we got pretty cocky last episode predicting Vitaly being shipped right to the front lines of the Russian militia. And he's got a message for us. Here's Vitaly right from the front lines.
Wow. Front lines never looked so good. Wow.
Why do you shake it?
Look at this. All glory to God. Thank you, Jesus. Oh my goodness.
Where is he, though?
You know what? Well, it says finally landed in Russia after spending 9 months in the Philippines. That was like the day after our Tuesday show. So it's about like 6 days ago. Now we've got even more. But I do want to say, keep in mind, you raise a good question, which is a major angle that I want to kind of also consider with this. So first, Vitaly, you're like, is he in Russia? I don't know anymore because here he is crashing an Aiden Ross event, which is its own topic, which we are not about to have, where Aiden Ross is doing one of his streamer boxing matches, and it's Adam 22 against who else knows. He gets his butt whooped. Let's just say that. If you do go watch the fight, it's sad. It's sad. But Vitaly crashes in.
Oh, what? Question for Adam. Adam, as you know, I spent 10 months, 290 days in prison. Can you do me a favor? Can I fuck Lena tonight?
Oh my God.
Oh, wow.
He's spoken the worst.
Lena tonight?
Oh my God.
90 days in prison.
What?
Can you give me a favor? Can I fuck Lena tonight?
Oh my God.
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna be honest, I think you gotta work your way up.
Honestly,
Work your way up.
You didn't have enough practice on those Filipino gang members in there?
no, they were Asian. I couldn't feel anything. But you're right about Lena.
I thought you were a top, not a bottom, but I'm gonna say no, but you know, maybe one day if you start doing some work, you start off in the amateur leagues in the porn world, maybe you could get there one day. You know.
You're right. It's probably gonna feel like throwing a hot dog in the hallway.
No.
Let me tell you.
But I gotta
I'll say it for him.
Can attest.
It's like throwing a rock in the ocean.
Interior walls are some of the best in the business.
Pristine.
Dude, are all those people?
All right, I'm done with this clip. We're only halfway through it. I don't need to hear anymore. So Vitali's back, to say the least.
Good for him, man.
And
everybody
stirring
likes
up pots and pans, I guess. But here's that obviously gets Aiden Ross's attention, and I think it was like the next day, just recently after that, he ends up on an Aiden stream.
But tell me, bro, about that fucking experience, bro.
I'm not gonna talk too much about it.
Yeah, I don't want to get you in trouble.
No, not in trouble.
I gotta shave you.
I had a phone the whole time. I had a phone the whole time in jail. I vlogged the whole experience, and I'm gonna expose the corruption.
Oh wow!
Everything.
Wait, did you keister? Did you keister it?
Keister was
They get phones in prison by putting a phone up your butthole.
No, not like that.
No, was it no?
No, it's just corruption. But you pay the guard, you're good to go, and yeah.
How'd you get a phone?
What do you mean how did I get a phone? I just got a bro. You can't do anything. Money talks in Philippines, but
okay. Wait, and
Here's what's okay. Keep that in mind. So right off the bat, you go, that makes sense to you. You're like, yeah, I get it. Money doesn't even have to be something gross. But then there's this, and I want to make a point here. Okay, so this is a consideration.
Fucking crazy. I got lucky that I'm out. There's people there for 10 years for overstaying their visas, like a month, a year, 10 years in fucking prison for overstaying a visa.
Yeah.
Make that make sense.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't get the clip for today, unfortunately. There's another clip of him talking about his experience, and he goes, I had to literally fake passing out for extra water. I'd like, please, I need water. And they wouldn't give to me. I'd like, dude, I'm dying. It's 90 degrees. You're sweating. And I literally would fake to pass out to get water. So let me get this straight. Water or money solicits and sneaks in an iPhone.
A phone, yeah.
It's going to be, this new streaming doc ended with this whole movie shot with iPhone. And I couldn't sneak in a water bottle.
Well, it's probably hard to shove that up.
The guard will take money and be like, here is Steve Jobs' birth child. But a bottle of water,
that'll cost you.
That'll
cost you.
I'm just not buying it.
I just find this whole, I guess, experience that he went through something. I feel like I should want to. Care isn't the right word, but if there is a documentary, there'd be a mild curiosity to see. Just because, like, I know phones are a thing in prison. I don't know how, but they become a thing in prison, right? Like, even
you're right.
Here.
You're right. Ricky jumped in on that too. It isn't that out of the ordinary, but it isn't something that's like totally.
What do you need a phone for?
Everything. What?
No, in prison. In prison.
Yeah, that's what I mean. If you're stuck in a room, what is one thing you might want? Dude, you personally lock yourself in a room 5 hours a day looking at this black screen, the black mirror. We just literally, is it snowy? Am I going to spend the whole day on the couch on TikTok? Oops. Am I going to go watch Silent Destroyer mukbang for 3 hours? Oops.
I guess the question I have is, why do the prisons allow them, though?
I don't think they do. It's one of those, you're living it. Any moment I could take it away. That's the power dynamic. But also, dude, let me give you an example.
Okay.
I'm not going to say who, but a boss told me once that sometimes this person told me a story of like the unions holding out at a factory.
Oh, okay.
And they're picketing out front, and it's this whole, feud that they won't get back to work.
Right.
And finally, when they got down to like the nitty gritty at the negotiating table, the workers were mad. You took away the coffee machine.
Okay, I get it.
And all they had to do was give them the coffee machine. They didn't have to make any of the conditions better at all. Sometimes you just got to give them coffee. Sometimes you just got to give them what they want, the little bit. And so that is keeping your hamster on the wheel. This is like savage, angry criminals.
Yeah, but
And sometimes you just got to give them a thing to keep them at bay somewhat.
right, but are they giving them a phone? Or are they giving them a phone and access to
Also,
the Wi-Fi?
let me give you another consideration. Yes, there were elements of my childhood that I was more spoiled than the neighbor, right? I had a TV in my bedroom. Don't get the power dynamic and authority dynamic twisted here at all.
Right.
Half of the thing about giving it to me is that's just one more thing I can take away. Were you bad today? Guess who's not getting their freaking TV in their room and you could stare at it. Look at the thing you're not going to touch. So part of it is I'm going to let you have your iPhone because at any point I can take that away.
Yeah, but do they give them Wi-Fi or are they just giving them an iPhone to play games? on?
Cellular service.
True,
and you
but
know
who's
what?
paying for that?
Cards. Dude, now
Okay, I
you're
get
at the
it.
bare minimum. You're getting cards with like per, I guess gigabyte. You're paying the gigabytes.
True, and I guess they don't lose their net well.
Plus,
when they're in
dude,
there.
I'm telling you, you know a guy that knows a guy that's got you with the unlimited.
Yeah, but he can't get you a Dasani water bottle.
The craziest is like, so now, like, how are you getting a subscription to HBO?
That's what I mean.
I
yeah.
can't even get on my parents' Netflix anymore, and you're in jail. Like, yeah, no, I'm at 2225.
He's keeping
Detroit
up with
Street.
the Kardashians in jail.
Yeah, I don't get
I
that.
don't get it,
But here's Vitaly. He's don't tell anybody, but I got a cinematic masterpiece coming out. So when you go, why has he got the beard? I'm gonna say it. We're not allowed to say it. I'm gonna say it. Do not shy away from the possibility that this all was a show. Dude was stupid cocky in a governmental court, was thrown away for 10 months, still hasn't shaved. It's almost like he just continues milking, playing the martyr. Got to keep the character up. First thing you do is shave.
Yeah.
Nope. He's like, oh, look at me. I was the victim. And I'm supposed to sit there and believe, listen, I was soaking wet. Pruned. I was sweating all day, 90 degrees. I had to faint to get water. But I had an iPhone, and you should check out my documentary. It's
the crazy thing is I believe he must have been sweating in there. He lost all that weight. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He was getting dehydrated as hell. He looks like half the person he was physically.
Well, but I think a lot of that is just density. He's lost some of that density.
Could be.
Like you're not hitting the gym, getting, creatine is not as easily accessible.
True, but like if
you
you're
can't get water.
sweating into dehydration
yeah.
of that amount, I mean, your body's made of so much water. It just sort of, you'll lose the weight like that.
I mean, it's true. It's true.
I just find it so bizarre when these people will come like out of jail and they're all caught up on Game of Thrones. Be like, you didn't miss a weekend?
Nope. Hey, got nothing else to do.
I guess so.
Plus, I'm scared as hell of the guy in the cell next to me, so it allows me to escape. Now, one last update before we get into it. If you recall, the South Park folks predicted the shaking of our reality as RFK Jr. walks in and flips the food pyramid on its head. But he's got even more news for us. This, I think, cherry on top for a dialogue we're about to have, for the conversation we're about to have. I'm clapping. You don't even know what better news than the United States has pulled. Who we have pulled out of the World Health Organization.
Formally withdrew from the World Health Organization. We made this decision to reclaim our independence, to protect American sovereignty, and to free our public health policy from a system that no longer serves the American people. The World Health Organization.
This guy's saying we're getting out of the World Health Organization. It's a bit there.
I love Will. This is the perfect person to learn. You're right. It's tough. Let me. Spark notes are We withdrew from the World Health Organization.
It's like just hearing him literally claw his way through this conversation.
That is fantastic. I don't know how that makes me feel like moving forward. We got a lot to unpack. Boards of peace. That's, coming attractions in today's episode.
Can I ask a question? Do I clap now before we actually get into more nitty gritty? Okay. I don't know.
Ricky, you should clap. This is good stuff.
Dog clap.
Yeah. See, do you see how world pressure works?
There we go.
Look at that. Look at that.
Because I was going to say, I don't know if we're going to have.
Now you see how one little country could do it. If we can make them clap, now you see how they get up. Kiss the wall. Do the thing. All right. Let's get into the first topic of today. Tonight we start in Davos. Do I have a World Health Organization? No, we don't. We start in Davos, where the world's most powerful political leaders, corporate CEOs, and unelected global planners gather at the World Economic Forum, not in secret, not in shadows, but openly, confidently, and increasingly unapologetically. There's no need for conspiracy theories here because they're saying it themselves on panels and interviews and in glossy mission statements about the future they believe is already underway. For years, the energy coming out of Davos felt aspirational, almost giddy as they presented their plans of a new world order. A reset, a reimagining of how people will live, work, eat, travel, and own things. Back then, it was framed as a vision, a destination, something coming someday. But this year, that tone has shifted. What we're hearing now isn't anticipation, it's arrival. The messaging is no longer, this is what we want to build, but this is how things are now. The new world order isn't being pitched as an idea anymore. It's being acknowledged as reality. Decisions about energy, food systems, speech, money, and even how human behaviors will be discussed as settled matters, with the rest of the world expected to adapt accordingly. And that's the part that matters. Because while Davos is filled with people who were invited, credentialed, and insulated, the experts, as Douglas Murray would call them, the consequences of these conversations fall on everyone else. The workers, the families, the small businesses, the citizens who didn't get a seat at the table, but are expected to live with these outcomes. So, when the World Economic Forum tells you who they think should manage the future, how society should be structured, and what sacrifices are necessary, it's worth listening closely. Not because they're hiding it, but most importantly, because they aren't. When powerful people say things out loud, repeatedly, and without apology, history shows us that they mean it. And tonight, we're going to be reviewing exactly what they're saying and what it means for the people who weren't invited to Davos, but will be living with its decisions. So let's just start getting into it because we have quite a lot, let me tell you. But what better way to kick it off? We're looking at the 2026 World Economic Forum. I need to set a stage, their stage. Here are 10 of the best moments from the World Economic Forum.
I could argue in the developed countries, the big winners are countries that have shrinking populations.
You do not even have to have elections anymore because you can already predict, and afterwards you can say, why do we need elections? Because we know what the result will be.
Our primary mission is, in fact, to set a global standard for the world for behavior.
What we are very proud of now is the young generation, like Prime Minister Trudeau, President of Argentina, and so on, that we penetrate the cabinets.
You want the function, you want the...
Let's be clear. Klaus Schwab, that guy means it. When he speaks, he means it.
Service, right? Why do you want to own a cell phone if you can just lease it? And if you lease, why shouldn't you lease your refrigerator or your washing machine or your dishwasher? Or why do you want to own it?
I propose putting an end to anonymity on social media.
If 1 billion people stop eating meat, I tell you it has a big impact.
Can you imagine that in 10 years when we are sitting here, we have an implant in our brains? And we measure your brain waves.
There's some really interesting research that we can plant false memories in the brain. People believing that they've been at Disney World with characters who are not Disney characters, taking photographs with those characters.
And substituting humans for machines is going to be far easier in those countries that have declining populations.
So this is just the can you hand me that pen? Sorry. So this is just the beginning of it. And this was kind of a perfect just clip in and of itself. FIFA getting ready. Here is the commissioner of FIFA, the soccer games, the football game. And he makes it very clear. You dummies, give the peons, the plebs, give the plebs peanuts and games. And keep their dumb asses distracted.
Because this is also magic. You would think this is a ball, right? Well, that's not a ball.
No.
This is not a ball. This is actually, let me show you. Well, you see,
assault.
This is a magic instrument that transforms people in happy people. Again, look how he's smiling, you see? Immediately. He was serious, he gets the ball. Give the ball around a little bit to the crowd. And you will see it transforms people in happy people. This is what
literally handing the
this
ball around.
Strange instrument does. And the children's face.
What?
I'd have been like, no.
I'm not touching that.
No, I'd have been like, no one else can touch it. It's my ball.
Just hold it.
I'm leaving with something.
Just hold I'm leaving with something.
Become happy. And adults become children. And they start playing, passing the ball. Look, the smiles all over the room. This is fantastic. This is beautiful. And this is something that we are forgetting, dear friends.
He's like, look at his smiles. Look at them all. We're going to enslave you all.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I feel like this is like what the Romans had in mind when they built the Colosseum.
1,000%. I'm literally quoting Roman emperors. Give them the peanuts and the games to keep them distracted.
Doug, this may surprise you. I watched 5 great Coliseum fights over the weekend. So, yeah, it worked for me.
Yeah, I got to say, the Coliseum fights this weekend were pretty great.
Yeah, they were good.
Very good.
Fierce.
Didn't have a ball, but I
It
had
was a good lineup.
Yeah, I wish Patty took a beating.
I loved it.
Himself.
Did you see a photo?
I loved it. And sidetrack, guys, you guys can get back in boxing now. Zuffa on Friday nights.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
Dana White.
Also, what else am I going to watch?
Dana White, Zuffa. So you can get in it.
Wait, what is that?
Zuffa is Dana White Boxing League. It started Friday last week. And it's Fridays is boxing. Saturdays is UFC. Oh, come on. No gambling. People don't gamble on men. They might not get no pum today and get up and say, fuck it. So no gambling, people. Don't trust these men.
Unless you're watching the Sunday Football Review.
We got a good week. We got a good show.
We got to win this weekend, baby. We're coming in hot. We're making you money.
These men be having the parlays,
That's on a different
bro.
channel, though. So here we do not support that.
All right.
Continue.
Back to the
In
talk.
these particular times, we forget.
I can't tell us it is him with that shiny fucking chrome dome. Go back to the talking ball.
To be happy, to be joyful. Everyone has its own problems, issues in life. And with football, we want to give to communities all over the world. FIFA has 211 countries which are members of FIFA. We want to give them a moment of joy and happiness. When a child kicks a ball, when an adult kicks a ball, they don't think about their issues and their problems in life. And we have always to remember that.
Because, heaven forbid our world leaders try to focus on eliminating those issues I am worrying about. No. Like feeding my family and getting shelter and Campbell's not having manufactured meat.
Why do all those
in their
things?
soup?
Why do all that when ball is life?
Ball is life. This is where I include my forever footnote, which is remember that ball is the name for the false god of Satan. That is like the intention of Baal, is to distract you. And it just happens to be the distraction from our day of rest, our holy day. And everybody, instead of talking about Jesus, spends the day talking about Baal. Baal. And what do they got here? The World Tournament of Baal will, like magic, distract the world from their problems. Because heaven forbid we fix their problems. Bruh, this is the convention of making their problems. So next I have JP Morgan and Chase CEO put in the hot seat.
A man with many strong opinions. We've heard that in the last few minutes. Man not afraid to tell us about those opinions. But I was struck when we were talking about President Trump. You were very, very careful. And you are one of the more outspoken. Just let me finish. Well, you are one of the more outspoken business leaders. I am struck. I'm genuinely struck by the unwillingness of CEOs in America to say anything critical. There is a climate of fear in your country. Would you agree with that? And what should be done about it?
This is the Davos intellectual elite. You know, I've been coming to Davos all these years and listening to chatter and stuff like that. He didn't do a particularly good job making the world a better place. I think it's great we get together and talk. But what you want me to do, this is.
I want you to answer my question.
Want
it's not
one
hard.
Headline that gets razzed up.
No, I don't.
A million different
Jamie, that's not true. I'm genuine. I've asked you this question off camera.
I've made it clear. I want a stronger NATO, a stronger Europe. Some of the things Trump has done are causing that. Some are not. I'm not a tariff guy, though I'd use it in the 8 cases I had. I think they should change their...
Not a tariff guy, but I did do it 8 times. Shit works, but I'm not that guy.
Post-immigration. I've said it. What the hell else do you want me to say?
Is there a climate of fear?
I think that is completely clear. You know, hey, ready? Here's your headline. I'm a globalist.
I'm not looking for a headline.
That's the craziest part. 2 seconds. He's like doing the gabagoo. What about some works, some doesn't. I'm in the game of making money. Then right at the end, did you catch it?
Ready? Here's your headline. I'm a globalist.
I'm not looking for a headline.
Dude, they're just here like, yeah, nope. It's just one thing. We are making a government of corporations outside your little lines. Keep a constitution for now while you have it. It literally doesn't matter. The New World Order isn't coming anymore. It's here. I just love the quick little slip of the, but here's your headline. I'm a globalist. So he doesn't care. Trump bad guy, Trump good guy. We're fighting for the same team, which is the super shadow government outside your world, because you guys are just plebes. Go back to work so you could pay for this. Where do we want to take this? Gavin Newsom?
I have a question real quick before Where is Davos?
Switzerland.
Okay.
Switzerland.
I just,
the world of peace. That's where they go.
I genuinely didn't know.
It's where
Davos. I think I
it's the neutral ground. Yeah. It's maybe I will. I don't want to jump the gun, but we could go all over the board here.
I mean, there's a lot to hit.
There's this thing called the Board of Peace. So Trump was brought to Davos. He leaves the World Health Organization, as we reported at the beginning of the show, but then he creates this Board of Peace, invites everybody, which is kind of cool. If you're going to sit there and make fun of the UN and make fun of NATO, might as well at least come up with a resolution. Be like, well, I've got my own board. Part of my problem with these organizations that have like the liberal blind support of, it's a world government, a world union. Why wouldn't you like them? Well, when Putin, if we go Putin bad guy, Putin crazy bad guy with nukes, and he goes, I'd like to join your group of peace. And they go, F you. We're not the good guys anymore. So I don't care what you say. And trust me, the tone of this whole show is going to be Trump's the worst guy, not even a bad guy. There's a tier above that, the worst guy. You're just the worst. This guy is the worst. He does not leave that tier until any one of the things he ran on comes true. I need at least one of them. And sending me $2,000, not going to do it. You took way more than that in my taxes. So, exactly. Well, and that's just conjecture. And when it happens, if it happens, making it clear that's not even within the realm of what I'm talking about. creates a sport of peace. I mean, let's kind of just display that a little bit, because I do want to make one little joke about that. Because you had brought it up, something else. But getting to the board of peace first. Oh, yeah, that's the one with the double space.
Israeli press reports Netanyahu opted not to fly to Switzerland out of fear he would be arrested for war crimes. During the Board of Peace ceremony, Trump also suggested a settlement on the Ukraine war is, quote, coming very soon, unquote.
Anybody catch that? Bill in the Board of Peace. He's even on it, by the way, happily paying the large fee.
I thought he was like in charge of it.
Yeah, he's got a position on
or
the
at least
board.
he's the figurehead, whatever. However, if he's in charge,
but he wouldn't. This is let's bring it back on there real quick. So this is like the first congregation of it, right? Here's all the folks. He didn't go.
Who?
That's what. Let's catch the report one last time.
I missed the beginning of it.
The Israeli press reports Netanyahu opted not to fly to Switzerland out of fear he would be arrested for war crimes. During the Board of Peace ceremony, Trump also suggested a settlement.
Bro didn't go out of fear of being arrested. I'm going to the country of peace, where everybody's like, even Putin and Xi Jinping. What is
Xi
it?
Jinping.
Xi Jinping. He's even there, and he's doing a genocide of Muslims in his country. And they're like, it's peace. This is peaceful Switzerland. Come.
It just reminds me of
and Boss BB's like, if I go, I might get arrested. That's the good guy we got in bed with.
Yeah.
Trump calls to his country every like 5 days, like, hey, pardon my guy, give him a pardon. And his own country's like, no.
He calls him up and he's like, hey, I got this event going. I think you should go.
Yeah, so I just love everybody was there, but the king himself. All right, so let's actually talk about the Board of Peace then. Here's the Saudis reporting, Saudi Arabia.
The Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Turkey.
Okay. As a Greek, I don't think a turkey is very peaceful, but it's okay. I don't think you want to sign in your papers. We're not that good. We're not that big of a deal. We made aqueducts at a point. They're like, we have nuclear power. Like, we birthed philosophy.
We didn't make it much further than that, but son of a bitch, you're welcome, man. Hey, he's clapping.
He's clapping.
Next, the chairman of...
I'll say something else. I think just like the Epstein files, nobody would have a better evaluation or comment about the Board of Peace than making his first debut at a World Economic Forum, mind you, but the Elon Musk himself.
Give my heart to you. He does it right away.
Make this interesting. I mean, I heard about the formation of the Peace Summit, and I was like, is that PIEC? A little piece of Greenland, a little piece of Venezuela.
Oh, dude, you're so funny. He's so quirky.
We're so cooked, dude. And the fact that we let them get away with, first off, you always remind me that tweet. For you to call out all the problems with Doge, like our government is laundering money galore, and I want everybody to know that there's no gold in Fort Knox. Shows up at the White House, black eye, and he's like, I'm quitting, and goes home, tweets, I've seen the Epstein files, and the reason you're never going to is because Trump's on them. And you're like, how can we ever forgive a guy that you've seen them, and we're just marching along now?
We're
just back in line.
You've seen him, and you only drop one name that we all know is on it.
And it's the president.
Shocker.
Woof.
Oh.
He's one of the good ones, though. Well, hey, if you keep salivating and eyeing down Greenland, someone like the skier Zelensky will have something to say.
Turned attention to Greenland. And it's clear most leaders simply are not sure what to do about it. And it seems like everyone is just waiting for America to cool down on this topic, hoping it will pass away. But what if will not? What then? Instead of taking the lead in defending freedom worldwide, especially when America's focus shifts elsewhere, Europe looks lost, trying to convince the US president to change. But he will not change. Europe needs to know how to defend itself. If you send 30 or 40 soldiers to Greenland, what is...
Then who will come to me?
Yo, dude, what are you sending? What is going on here?
If you go help them, who's going to help me?
Europe needs to defend itself. That's what we've been saying, dude. Instead, you pick up the phone
He's sitting
real
there
quick.
like they need to figure it out. Am I right? They're literally like this.
Like, what is he doing?
What message does it
Just
send?
pause it real quick. This is when he does come to the White House. I don't get mad when JD Vance is like, say thank you. That's you normally I'd be, come on, man. We're gracious people.
The fact that we've given him gazillions and literal physical help and militia, weapons, tankers. And he goes, if you give them 30 or 40 men. It's like, dude, we've given you so much more.
I wish he said, dude, it took him 6 at steal a guy.
Trump literally made the joke 2 months ago before all of this. He goes, their military, our upgrade, $1.5 more trillion. There's another dog on the sled. And Zelensky, if you give them 30 more people, too much. Too much.
I just, oh my God.
Come on, man.
I cannot stand these European countries. When it comes to this, when it comes to that topic, it's, you guys call us, we leave NATO or argue to leave NATO, and you guys always say good riddance. And then the instant someone farts in your direction, you're calling us to fix the problem. Europe should be able to defend itself. It would fix a lot of our problems if you could do that yourself. But
Yeah,
you can't.
but you can't.
So now we know how we get here.
What's the message
Real
to
quick,
Putin?
So I just saw at this event, I don't know if you had it already on tape, Alex, but was it Jen Stolberg, I think, is the current head. No, that's the old guy. Whoever's the current head of general NATO was like called out Europe. It's like, you really think you can defend yourself without America? You're crazy.
It's
You'd
true.
have to increase your spending by billions. You'd have to create a nuclear armament. Like, he's like, there's just, you're crazy. And I thought that was so funny. He just straight up said that to them.
It's true. And that's the scariest part is deep down, they know it. Here, we'll come back to this because Zelensky wants to say, like, you know, he's talking about what message are we sending to Putin and everything else. And I'm curious. I didn't get this far, so I do want to see what he has to say. However, I do want to kick at the Trump real quick because as Doug was bringing up how much we undermine, I need to find, there is, oh, boom. So Trump makes a comment to Bibi, who isn't there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, you
Bibi
know,
come back?
like I said, there's going to be a theme with this show going on. That's funny. there's a lot of, yeah, that distracted me. So
Sorry.
that was perfect.
I was thinking, Mike, I was waiting for you to show this clip. Mike grabs a mic and he's like, I just have one major BB come back.
Not at the World Economic Forum. Bibi come back.
I was waiting for that. Sorry. Didn't mean to
So,
throw you off.
you know, as much as the theme moving forward is going to be, you know, I have lost all faith in Trump and he has to earn it back. There are these moments where it's like, that's my guy. And
he does. He does.
This is him at a World Economic Forum that boss Bibi himself couldn't show up to because he would be feared to be arrested in the world stage. That's just crazy. Not me. That's the world. Not me. And here's Trump talking to him from that World Economic Forum, sending a little message.
What we did for Israel was amazing, but that's nothing compared to what we have planned for the United States, Canada, and the rest of the world. We are going to build a dome like no other. We did it for Israel. And by the way, I told Bibi, stop taking credit for the dome. That's our technology. That's our stuff.
That's our stuff. Stop taking credit for the dome.
We paid for it.
But it's not just Israel; it's all of Europe.
Yeah,
Like,
yes.
that's the thing. Whenever
That's
they
why that
come
was
in-
the perfect clip for it, because it's like, these people need to be reminded, like, yeah, okay, do you have a picture of me in a hotel room with a 12-year-old? Maybe. But it's still America wearing the pants. That's why you got to get me in a hotel room.
Who is she said that? And he's like, I wasn't even afraid to come here.
If you think a hot mic in a TV show van about girls hanging out with billionaires is the worst thing you got on, there's a country that's got probably a photo book. Like, this is him, and this is him 10 months later, and this is him 10 months. He's been in the game quite a long time.
They've had that book so long, they made it into a children's illustration.
Every
With
10
pictures.
months, he's like, you got me again.
I guess that's the most frustrating part whenever this conversation always gets brought up. Because again, this entire forum, there's so many different things going on. There's so many working parts. But I've seen this one get hit on a lot, where the conversation is essentially European nations always have this smugness about them in terms of defense of their own countries. And it's always damning our country, knowing at the end of the day, you literally have our country on speed dial. You don't have these other countries on speed dial. You have our country on speed dials. And for as frustrating as Trump can be when he has a moment like that, where it is, no, you have to say it in front of them while you're over there too. You're going to call us immediately. Meanwhile, Putin and Xi Jinping they very well could have been in the room at the same time, probably shaking their head going like, he's right. He's 100% right. And then in comes Zelensky doing his little tap dance.
This whole time I keep waiting for him to play the piano with his junk. Like, when's the second act coming?
Yeah.
Oh, you guys didn't know that that's in the president of Ukraine's portfolio? Google it. You could watch it.
Yeah.
Bing, 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 ding, 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 ding. Zelensky, you got anything else for us, you poignant political philosopher?
What's the message to Putin, to China? And even more importantly, what message?
Real quick.
I already know what the message to them is.
China.
It's real simple. We did it like a month ago. We'll just steal someone.
We'll come get you. We have guns that use invisible radio waves that turn your bellies into milkshakes.
I'm telling you, he saw what that happened. He's like, all we need is 30 to 40 of them. We'll be good.
Yeah.
Does it send to Denmark? The most important, your close ally. You either declare that European bases will protect the region from Russia and China and establish those bases, or you risk not being taken seriously because 30 or 40 soldiers will not protect anything. Today, Europe relies only on the belief that if danger comes, NATO will act. But no one has really seen the alliance in action.
So
it's from the same populace that makes fun of Winston Churchill and literally saved their country.
Yeah. Pretty much create, it saved it. Yeah, exactly. You nailed it. But Trump's got something. Everybody's worried about Greenland, what we might do. Elon Musk taking a piece of it here, there. I'm a funny guy. Here's Trump. 25. Iceland calls me daddy.
Told them about Iceland. They loved me.
Oh,
They called me daddy, right? Last
so
time.
quiet.
Very smart man said, he's our daddy. He's running it. I was like running it. I went from running it to being a terrible human being. But now what I'm asking for is a piece of ice. Cold.
Oh, God. All right. The clip is so quiet, so I'm not going to go too far. I feel bad you guys had to jack your screen up so high. But I do want to kind of pivot because we were talking about how these folks are just so ungrateful. And there was a little bit of a side drama that came up, and it was the new Prime Minister of Canada, Mr. Carney, he really speaks tough for Canada. You know, he's trying to. It may surprise you that Canada lost a little bit of its toughness, its gumption with this guy. Also at the World Economic Forum with his hot new girlfriend, because you know the family man that stopped the Canadian trucker convoy so that he could steal everybody's money that were unionizing against the government. He's got a new girlfriend. It's PSYOP queen, space astronaut Katy Perry. She didn't love being harassed by some of the journalists at this thing. It was bad. But in contrast to that, Canada's trying to get their balls back, and their King Carney is trying to do that for them.
So why is he?
Let's take a look at Big Boy talking tough. Look at the guy who's a part of their government, mind you, sitting right next to him. His face, our face.
Mentioned, mine is the first visit of a Canadian Prime Minister to China in nearly a decade. The world has changed much since that last visit. And I believe the progress that we have made in the partnership sets us up well for the new world order. It's a partnership with new focus and greater depth and a sense of purpose. And I look forward to realizing its promise and building on it in the years to come. Partnership that leverages.
He doubles back. Look at he's just like
in the years to come. Partnership that leverages our strengths to create greater stability, security,
we're cooked,
sustainability, and prosperity for all our peoples. And I look forward to this work.
The way he's just like, and we're here at the we're building. We've got built the new world order. Is this a movie trailer?
I think
sounds like some Marvel shit.
That's right. Yeah, man.
Yeah, like some Marvel villain.
So here's the World Economic Forum. They've been saying it forever. Now it's here. And that was him on a panel, but he wants to make it clear. Is this thing on? Did you catch that? What I'm talking about is the new world order.
The middle powers must act together because if we're not at the table, we're on the menu. Great powers can afford for now to go it alone. They have the market size, the military capacity, and the leverage to dictate terms. Middle powers do not. But when we only negotiate bilaterally with a hegemon, we negotiate from weakness. We accept what's offered. We compete with each other to be the most accommodating. This is not sovereignty. It's the performance of sovereignty while accepting subordination.
So what's his main focus? We are going to build our strength outside of American independence, outside of America. And then Trump's like, you want to bet?
What we want from Denmark for national and international security and to keep our very energetic and dangerous potential enemies at bay is this land on which we're going to build the greatest golden dome ever built. We're building a golden dome that's going to just by its...
Those missiles better be casted in gold.
If I would clap. If I found out they were, I would give a clap.
Talk about like we're just desperate to burn money. Like we keep asking for more in these bills for military spending. They keep giving it to us.
Hey,
it's shocking. Dip it in gold.
Hey, if they're gonna do it and it's gonna be a dome for here, I don't care if the money's spent.
The gold dome.
Exactly. It's when it's over there and then they're critiquing us the whole time where I get annoyed.
Yeah, it is funny. Like some French guys, like we do have better croissants, and we're like, but we put a flake of gold on ours.
we could take that.
Yeah, well, that too. We'll just walk in and take it.
But we didn't surrender in World War II.
What?
That's the thing.
Its very nature, going to be defending Canada. Canada gets a lot of freebies from us, by the way. They should be grateful also, but they're not. I watched your Prime Minister yesterday. He wasn't so grateful. But they should be grateful to us. Canada lives because of the United States. Remember that, Mark, the next time you make your statements.
He better be grateful. And Mark, you better, he calls him out directly. Remember that, Mark.
Mark, the next time you make your statements.
So he calls him out. Now, here's the interesting thing. Because Carney, I love calling that. Because it's literally like a freak show Carney. Like, back in the day. Carnival guy.
Yeah.
Little Carney. I don't know. Is he the woman with the beard? The guy with an extra leg?
No, that's the French man's wife.
Real quick, because the Macrons were there.
Was that a good segue?
Oh, I'm in the video part. We still want it. The world wants it. Let's bring in, and we've gone this far. I feel bad for our listeners because they don't get to see the most fun content. Bring in Miss Macron. All that's what we get. And part of me wanted to cue it up, but we got her.
You never know when it's going to
First Lady Man of France.
On this show, you never know when it's going to get brought up.
E.T. phone as Sacre bleu. But really, we're not talking about the First Lady of France. We're talking about Jean-Michel Trogneau, also the one tucking it in the First Lady position. There we go. All joking aside.
Just jokes.
Just some of us. Where were we going? We were talking about Canada. We needed to be grateful. That's it. Carney, like the freak show. Mr. Carney had something to say. He doubles down. Big guy talks tough. Trump say what? Big guy.
Absolutely clear, and I said this to the president. I meant what I said in Davos. It was clear. It was a broader set of issues that Canada was the first country to understand the change in U.S. trade policy that he had initiated, and we're responding to that. We're responding positively by building partnerships abroad. We're responding positively by building at home, and we're prepared to respond positively by building that new relationship through CUSMA.
I was in the Oval with the president today. He spoke to Prime Minister Carney, who was very aggressively walking back some of the unfortunate remarks he made at Davos. And Sean, I'm not sure what the Prime Minister was thinking. Of course, Canada depends on the U.S. There's much more north-south trade than there could ever be east-west trade. He talks about middle countries having to do their own thing. And I'm old enough to remember when French President Francois Mitterrand tried to go down that route. It failed back in the 80s. It'll fail now.
Talk whatever big game you want, but when that big red telephone calls.
Well, it reminds me, remember when Trump won last year and Trudeau said he wasn't going to congratulate or do anything and immediately
then goes to Mar-a-Lago. Can I get 18 holes while I'm here?
Trump, sure. Of course you can.
Be number 51. I want to add a star to the flag.
He probably was trying to sell it on him too, the entire front nine.
I can guarantee you, Trump has sat in a boardroom going, business guy, big guy, business guy right here. Add one star. Everybody's got to throw their flags away. I'm making everybody buy a new flag. First, we buy the flag business. Add a star.
Make it gold.
Gold, the one gold star.
Oh, that'd be great.
We now have 4 colors on the flag. My star. But like Taylor Swift vinyl albums, we're going to have different iterations.
Yeah.
2-star. And we're going to keep building stars until we have, go to Will, all of this, the whole thing. We're going until we own it all. And
53 stars.
Well, there's 3 more flags I just sold.
Yeah.
Get in your flag stock now. Trump flags sold. Anyway,
here come the angry tweets.
Yo, they're coming for us. You want angry tweets? Instead of coming at me, I'm going to go over there. I'm going to send you to the real bad guy. Speaking of the powers that be that rule this world, you know, if we're going to be talking about Trump, might as well be talking about the puppet that has his hand up inside the guy. A guy I don't really get the pleasure of bringing into the show that much, and is someone that really is deserving of being in here or more. So really, if you're going to get mad, you're going to be hitting them tweets, send them this way to Mr. Kushner as he presents to you New Gaza.
So we did a master plan. We brought in
Board of Peace. Board of Peace.
I thank you, Keir Gabay, so we did a master plan. We brought in, I thank you, Keir Gabay, who's one of the most successful real estate developers and brilliant people I know. He's volunteered to do this, not for profit, really because of his heart. He wants to do this. And we've developed ways to redevelop Gaza. Gaza, as President Trump's been saying, has amazing potential. And this is for the people of Gaza. We've developed it into zones. In the beginning, we were toying with the idea of saying, let's build a free zone, and then we have a Hamas zone. And then we said, you know what, let's just plan for catastrophic success. Hamas signed a deal to demilitarize.
Catastrophic success. Wait, did you hear that? Catastrophic success. Man, how often do you hear that in the global arena?
Yeah, those two words like together, it's like
catastrophic success. Man,
well, they got the bombing part down.
That speechwriter needs to be fired.
No, I think it's genius.
Tell them the truth.
I think it's genius.
I also think it's a karmic thing. They have to tell us the truth. In fact, they're excited to tell you we're going to have catastrophic success.
What we're going to enforce. People ask us what our plan B is. We do not have a plan B. We have a plan. We signed an agreement. We are all committed to making that agreement work. There's a master plan. We'll be doing it in phasing. In the Middle East, they build cities like this in 2-3 million people. They build this in 3 years. And so stuff like this is
I feel like we owe them. Thank you.
Very doable if we make it happen.
Thanks.
You're so
Rockville
nice.
will start with. This will show a lot of workforce housing. We think this could be done in 2-3 years. We've already started removing the rubble and doing some of the demolition. And then New Gaza. It could be a hope. It could be a destination, have a lot of industry, and really be a place that the people there can thrive, have great employment.
You wanted to know what it would look like? First off, they're like beautiful. First, they're like, look at the biggest picture. It's like the Saudi Arabian mystical wall they're building.
It's like UAE.
It's like Dubai. It's like, it's never gonna come, but look at these pictures. Beautiful. Our computer graphic designer, catastrophically beautiful. It's gonna be swimmingly.
Nice futuristic buildings right there, man.
But also notice the inclusion is just like little things like shipping containers where the kids will go, and giant mining all over the ocean. They're just like, and we're gonna drill the shit out of this ocean, But look at these fictional hotels that'll never come.
It's catastrophically genius.
It's catastrophically genius. And half the best part is they're like, trust us. We're going to train We're going to train the monkeys to run the hotels. We're going to get those. I know they're not human. We've been telling you that for the last 3 years as we wipe them out of existence. Not a Jen. Not a Jen. O-side, none of that. It's not one of those because they're not human. But also, we're going to teach them, I promise, to be the hotel runner.
The bellhops.
And I want you to put yourself in the position of the person who's like, ding, 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 ding. Where's my baba ganoush? Where's my baba ganoush? And a bagel. And that guy's running it over to him 3 blocks from where he had a home. And the family's gone.
Yeah, I mean, you can't have too much.
You're asking too much. Family's gone. Kid didn't run fast. It was a.
You want to? I think it might have been a catastrophe, is what happened there.
But it's catastrophically awesome that the Baba Ganoush finally got here, Muhammad, with a bagel. Cream cheese was asking too much.
Oh, well, you know.
Plus, I don't trust it. They sometimes spit in the cream cheese. I could see if the bagel was spat on. Good people, good people. Kushner, you got more for us?
Once this starts going, we think there should be 100% full employment and opportunity for everybody there. And we have a lot of data on what can be, but we think that this really gives the Gazan people an opportunity to live.
Did you buy the scenario I gave you?
Their aspirations, but it all starts with security, and it also
the Gaza people are gone, bro. Like they wiped them out.
It's half.
Ricky. You're reading between the lines, man.
Right. Okay. All right. Let me stay on the edges.
Let me stay on the edges.
We're saying this is going to be a catastrophically good idea.
Catastrophic success in a world where success is catastrophic.
Given by a man named Kushner.
It's all Kush. It's all Kush.
Oh my
God!
God!
Out. All Kush.
God, man, he should have used that as a slogan.
Cushy, oh
my God!
It's all cushy. All right, I got it. It's all cushy. Got it.
It's all cushy. He is of. Okay, guys.
I'll stay on the edge.
Every day we're here. Like, okay, we're in a blizzard. We're just trying to dig out the snow so our wiener dog can pee and make it to work and then do the show. Every day we're in that routine. For 3 years. And then this guy, the orange guy, he comes in, he goes, day one, it's over. For a whole year. Kush baby saying, yeah, I'm not touching a shovel for another like year or two. By then, whoever's left, I got a job for him.
You know, he was looking at that and thinking that looks like a great parking lot.
It is the parking lot. He's seeing what he can build on the parking lot. He was like, first, there were these little huts in the way. I cleared those out. So then the CGI guy could really get a good picture. And I had to wipe out some of the folks. They were getting in the way too. But we got them out of there. Anyway, Kush baby, keep it going.
Starts with governance. Final note I'll just say on the Board of Peace, which is that all the lessons we're doing is we're basically studying the best practices from all over the world, and we're watching who does education the best, who does healthcare delivery the best. All of these things it's not secret IP. All this is IP that the Board of Peace is going to make public, and we want to encourage all the countries to be able to follow these best practices. A lot of the things that President Trump is doing in America, if they're working, we should all be copying them. If we find what's working in other countries, we should be copying them too. And so what the Board of Peace will have the ability to do if we're successful with Gaza is really show how do you do peace implementation, which is something that when we got this deal done, we didn't really find too much expertise or know-how on how to do it. So as we're creating this system, hopefully it's something that we can just document these learnings and make them available to all else who want to use them in the future. So demilitarization, this is something we're starting now that we have a new government in Gaza. This government will be working.
Who we demilitarizing? The people with sticks or the ones that are borrowing our Iron Dome?
With Hamas on the demilitarization to really take the principles that were agreed to in the document to the next phase, and hopefully that will be successful. Without that, we can't rebuild. So if Hamas does not demilitarize, that will be what holds back Gaza and the people of Gaza from achieving their aspiration, and that's very important.
Down, so they're never gonna get a Hyatt in here. How bad do you want to help them? Calm your shit, or you're never gonna have a Trump Tower.
Have you ever had Starbucks?
Have you? I could have 5 right here. Have you ever had Starbucks? We could put a Dick's Last Resort in here.
Have you ever had a Big Mac?
Let me tell you, outside of America, it's got to be real meat. You're gonna have the good Big Mac. It'll be kosher.
Next 100 days, we're going to continue to just be heads down and focused on making sure this is implemented. We continue to be focused on humanitarian aid, humanitarian shelter, but then creating the conditions to move forward. So thank you.
Thank you. Like a school presentation.
This is really only possible because of the work of so many people and President Trump's great leadership. But a lot of you have been asking how can we help. So the countries have all been incredibly generous. We'll be doing
new pavement in Gaza. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for coming to my project on the catastrophically awesome genocide of human beings.
You want to know who Kushner reminds me of? He's cousin Greg from Succession.
Wins every time.
Always winning.
Guess who ended with the company? Succession was about the Trump family, and then he's like, and it was us the whole time. We got the thing. We got the thing. They got the... It's my thing now. It always ends that way. They make the things, we get the things.
I guess Larry David decides to make an appearance in the show.
I don't know. I think Jared Kushner made an appearance in the show. Should we? Okay, Trump. Just a couple final Trumpisms. Speaking of the ungrateful, Trump just totally, and this is kind of an update from last week where he just calls out the EU and says how Europe is totally unrecognizable from what it's always been.
What we did for Israel was amazing.
Nope. Why'd you do that?
Because now we got a new Gaza Strip.
I picked up 22.
3 sentence in. Nope.
Nope.
Tell me this clip.
Wait, where's 24, Doug?
Don't know what to tell you. The one at the top that you messed up.
Well, Doug, what do you call that? A Gurgit error? Or what?
Yeah, Gurgand error.
Do you see a 24? Oh, I see 225s. That's Houston. We got a problem.
Certain places in Europe are not even recognizable, frankly, anymore. They're not recognizable. And we can argue about it, but there's no argument. Friends come back from different places. I don't want to insult anybody and say I don't recognize it. And that's not in a positive way. That's in a very negative way. And I love Europe, and I want to see Europe go good.
Go
But
good.
it's not heading in the right direction. In recent decades, it became conventional wisdom in Washington and European capitals that the only way to grow a modern Western economy was through ever-increasing government spending, unchecked mass migration, and endless foreign imports. The consensus was that so-called dirty jobs and heavy industry should be sent elsewhere, that affordable energy should be replaced by the Green New Scam, and that countries could be propped up by importing new and entirely different populations from faraway lands. This was the path that sleepy Joe Biden administration and many other Western governments
Had to say it.
very foolishly followed, turning their backs on everything that makes nations rich and powerful and strong. And there's so much potential in so many nations. The result was record budget and trade deficits and a growing sovereign deficit driven by the largest wave of mass migration in human history. We've never seen anything like it. Quite frankly, many parts of our world are being destroyed before our very eyes, and the leaders don't even understand what's happening. And the ones that do understand aren't doing anything about it.
Yeah, who understands? The world's favorite extraterrestrial, Miss Macron. We're just bringing that back because one of the weird elements of the World Economic Forum was that First Lady of France here, Brigitte Macron, Jean-Michel Trogneau, her husband was at the World Economic Forum, who is Emmanuel Macron, the president of France. Something peculiar about her man, Emmanuel, who met this lovely, beautiful woman over here when he was 14, and Jean-Michel Trogneau was 40 and was their teacher.
He was her squire.
Even if E.T. over here was always a woman, the relationship will always be wrong. But Emmanuel had a really weird thing. No, they don't. She does, apparently. It's its own thing. Okay. We'll walk down that. Let Candace walk that road.
Yeah.
So,
questions
on the flip, is it fair? On the flip side of things, Manuel spent his whole time at the World Economic Forum with aviators on. He had a style that caught the attention of, let's say, the president.
When I called up Emmanuel Macron, I watched him yesterday with those beautiful sunglasses. What the hell happened? But I watched him sort of
Wait, pause it.
Be
You
tough.
know he's in Europe because none of them laughed. They don't have the balls to laugh.
Yeah.
But it was
What
such
the
a
hell happened?
They're like, he's so used to his campaign rallies, they would have ate that up.
Oh, yeah.
And then everyone in there, those snobby, posh British people, are just.
Well, because the whole crowd was like, we were in the bathroom and we gave him a swirly. We know why he has a black eye.
But I watched him sort of be tough.
It's just, I love that he acknowledged, what the hell happened? Because the funniest thing is when the world sees Emmanuel say a whole bunch of nonsense. I wish I had a clip that was, if anything, worth value. It was a whole lot of nothing. But what I did love about it is apparently he had a black eye.
Oh.
Catching a theme?
Oh, jeez.
Oh, no, it was a pop. Then his people came out and said it was a pop blood vessel in his eye. Who knows?
Who cares? The pop blood vessel, who cares?
Well, it would distract from the purity of the
I think
language.
the sunglasses did that.
I agree.
I think the Top Gun glasses did distraction, bro.
Plus, Trump dove right on it.
Hey, that's not Emmanuel. That's cool Emmanuel. That's the one who showed up today.
The fans.
Yeah.
All right, so there are just a few other angles I want to touch. We'll skip the Argentinian president, but there is some drama surrounding Gavin Newsom. I'd like to get some of the Gavin here because, this isn't the end of this cat. He's only going to become more of a pain in the American side. Yeah.
A relevant individual.
So Gavin came into the scene. He was at the World Economic Forum, and he had some words.
And distributing knee pads to CEOs, and I think it does.
Handing them out,
and it
does.
does.
I do have a few, if you'd like. I don't know.
And honestly, it sounds.
By the way, I'm not kidding. They're the new Trump signature series knee pads. Yeah, and they are available online. I told you the last one sold out. And I just want to sort of. It's a serious moment.
What they on their knees doing?
Do you know how many Antifa mofos love the fact they're running around with knee pads that have his signature on it?
In a different world, that would have been incredibly based, but
not this one.
No, if anything, it makes Trump look better.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
I created a Patriot site. You can go. They're knee pads that are available to purchase. Yeah, and they are available online.
I agree.
I told you the last one sold out.
It just made Trump look better.
Yeah,
firms
I
are
don't
selling
see
out.
knee pads for you.
Yeah, nobody's coming to you for
people know knee
influence.
pads when they talk to you.
Yeah.
Knee pad, except unless it's the wall kissers.
Well, you got no influence.
Yeah.
So who be you?
That's the thing. That's why when I remember seeing this and I just thought in my head, oh, that was good PR for Trump.
Yeah.
All these CEOs.
His signature.
All these CEOs need these for him.
That much more recognizable, yeah.
Our law firms are selling out. Many American universities are selling out. And yes, many corporate leaders are selling out to this administration.
You're selling out to other influences.
Country become unrecognizable in a matter of months, just not years. It is code red, blinking red in the United States of America. So forgive me. I want you to know Donald Trump is an historic president. That's absolutely correct. He's historically unpopular in the United States of America. Heck, Donald Trump tried to steal the election.
They did a rerun. They tried a revote. They tried getting him out.
The last
early.
election tried to light democracy on fire and then pardoned everyone that participated in that. Is anyone paying attention?
But, Gavin is no shortage of out here talking his trash. And
he's got to be the one running for him.
He will be running for the Democrats.
I'm
pretty confident that'll be where.
So that's what I'm wondering. Where's the knee pad come in?
as Patrick.
What was that? I'm sorry.
I'm wondering where the knee pad come in. Like, Trump had the hat. Like, are they getting it from knees? Like, what's the knee? Like, I'm confused about the knee pads.
Again, it's a bad look. Like, when I see the knee pad thing, it's just okay. So
why are you on your knees?
Well, listen to him talk his trash.
Treasury Secretary described you as Patrick Bateman meets Sparkle Beach Ken. The White House Communications Director called you Gavin Newsom, and an official White House account, a federal government account, described you with I'd say, very online sexual slur that people here probably don't want to hear at 8:30 in the morning. And you're, in some sense, responding in kind, and waving the knee pads around.
Fire with fire.
Do you think?
We only say it in
is that kind of discourse from you, from them, good for America?
No, it's deeply unbecoming. Come on, of course it is. It's not what we should be doing. But you've got to point out the absurdity.
I'm better than that because I shut down the cities during a world pandemic and share a wine with grace. You guys have to stay inside, but I have grace.
You got to put a mirror up to this. This is madness. President, you see what he's saying about European leaders, you talking down to people, talking past people. I mean, look, the comments.
Find me one that isn't deserving of it.
Yeah, good, dude. Good.
You're deserving of it. He's deserving of it. Are you catching the theme?
He made yesterday, we're not even discussing, because you're discussing all the other comments about windmills or whatever else that was happening. Well, he talked about Somalia's community. This is not.
Yeah, because why would we care about missing billions of dollars? It's crazy and racist.
Not normal. It's a deviation of normalcy.
It's a deviation from normalcy. Pay the people. Launder the money. Head down. March forward.
Knee pads.
Hey, I'm not going to sit here and pretend he isn't deserving of it, but I do want to say somebody does us Americans like a true service. Scott Bessent, U.S. Secretary of the Treasury, kind of puts a little check on our big boy Gavin. Thank goodness someone does.
It's very, very ironic that Governor Newsom, who strikes me as Patrick Bateman meets Sparkle Beach Ken, may be the only Californian who knows less about economics than Kamala Harris. He's here this week with his billionaire sugar daddy, Alex Soros, and Davos is the perfect place for a man who, when everyone else was on lockdown, when he was having people arrested for going to church, he was having $1,000 a night meals at the French Laundry, and I'm sure the California people won't forget that. And I can tell my message to Governor Newsom is the Trump administration is coming to California. We are going to crack down on waste, fraud, and abuse. And I was told he was asked to give a speech on his signature policies, but he's not speaking. Because what have his economic policies brought? Outward migration from California, a gigantic budget deficit, the largest homeless population in America, and the poor folks in the Palisades who had their homes burned down. He is here hobnobbing with the global elite while his California citizens are still homeless. Shame on him. He is too smug, too self-absorbed, and too economically illiterate to know anything.
Wow.
Thank you very much. Let me know if you need any further clarification.
Putting the hammer down.
What's that?
I said he threw the hammer down.
Yeah, I mean, at least somebody's saying it. It's one of those, as we continue to get further critical, don't get it twisted. That doesn't mean we're at all getting less critical of these Dems.
Oh, yeah, well, yes.
So, just the last few here that I want to address. Howard Lutnick is the U.S. Secretary of Commerce. I have two clips from him that bring an interesting consideration. So first, he's going to talk about the EU Green Initiative, as we were kind of talking about the EU and the missing of the old guard.
Whichever way the wind blew, so it blew. You should have solar, you should have wind. Why are you going to do solar and wind? Why would Europe agree to be net zero in 2030 when they don't make a battery? They don't make a battery. So if they go 2030, they are deciding to be subservient to China, who makes the batteries.
Can I bring you back to Greenland?
Sure. No.
Yeah.
It's unnecessary. It's the Western Hemisphere is vital for the United States of America. Our national security people are on it, and they care about it, and I'm going to leave it to them to address with our allies, with our friends, and with everyone how they work it out. But the Western Hemisphere matters to the United States of America, and the United States of America, as I've just articulated, really, really matters to the world. When America shines, the world shines, because they all need to make sure America is strong and powerful to take care of them. God forbid And so I think America and the Western Hemisphere are vital to America, and I'm going to leave that to my national security people to address.
Thank you.
Right. The rest of us, I think, are finding it harder to make that kind of separation clearly. And I would be curious to know how the representatives of the UK and Canada might want to think about these issues. Do you see them as starkly divided, as Secretary Lutnick would like us to have them? Does this logic of what's
Cauliflower got nothing on my man's
6G.
in this extraordinarily
That's a
strong,
serious
high
XM on him.
eloquent discussion that we just heard?
Dude could hear a dog
Anyone
whistle.
else hear Howard Stern?
Thanks, Francois Philippe.
I can hear a dog whistle.
We're friends. So I'm
So I asked Harry, does he want a chocolate frog?
struck by and taken by the idea of
That's seriously what it's like when they start talking, though. He talks to the Americans, and it's all about national security.
I'm sorry, she was dead serious, and then my head is, and Harry Potter, the boy who lived
platform 9 3/4.
You didn't believe me. I ran right through the wall.
sorry, putting your own country first.
You go first. In this extraordinarily strong, extremely eloquent expression that we've just heard. You go first.
Thank you. Thanks, Francois Philippe.
We're friends.
So I'm very struck by and taken by the idea of putting your own country first and considering your own security and resilience. I think it's about
Snape.
3
She
years
sounds
ago
like
now
Snape.
that I gave a speech where I coined the term securonomics.
Yeah, so Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick is making it clear that...
Is there more to this? Nope. Just homie. Well...
Security and resilience. I think it's about 3 years ago now.
You're late again, Potter.
394.
That's 394.
It's every time though, they start talking.
I don't even know what she's talking about.
Listen, bruv. She doesn't know what she's talking about.
I don't think she has a clue what she's talking about.
She's like, I'm just happy to be here. Macron was skiing in the back. I just came for a hangout. Harry Potter. All right. Last one from, again, Lutnick, Howard Lutnick, our U.S. Secretary of Commerce. This is about the globalization and how it has failed the West. So this at least is getting more to the meat of, I think, a lot of our perspectives. Mine.
Well, I think you should start at a much higher level.
Okay.
We are in Davos at the World Economic Forum. And the Trump administration and myself, we are here to make a very clear point. Globalization has failed the West and the United States of America. It's a failed policy. It is what the WEF has stood for, which is export, offshore, far shore, find the cheapest labor in the world, and the world is a better place for it. The fact is, it has left America behind. It has left the American workers behind. And what we are here to say is that America First is a different model, one that we encourage other countries to consider, which is that our workers come first. We can have policies that impact our workers. Sovereignty is your borders. You're entitled to have borders. You shouldn't offshore your medicine. You shouldn't offshore your semiconductors. You shouldn't offshore your entire industrial base and have it be hollowed out beneath you. You should not be dependent for that which is fundamental to your sovereignty on any other nation. And if you're going to be dependent on someone, it darn well better be your best allies. Okay? And so that is a different way of thinking. It is completely different than the WEF. I viewed the WEF as not a flagpole in the middle, but in fact, they are the flag. Whichever way the wind blew, so it blew. You should have solar, you should have wind. Why are you going to do solar and wind? Why would Europe agree to be net zero in 2030 when they don't make a battery? They don't make a battery. So if they go 2030, they are deciding to be subservient to China, who makes the batteries.
Here's what's crazy. It's sad that the Trump administration has failed so terribly domestically that like their global the global politics, our global diplomacy, I've yet to really get upset with.
No, I agree.
And that's the problem is I fail to get excited. Like you can't take more land. You can't take Greenland when Detroit has poisonous water. Too many areas in our country have a higher infant mortality rate than Haiti. That's a third world country. You can't have pockets of a third world country in your beautiful golden dome protected first world country. When you're going to go take more land, what promise do you have to them for their welfare and sovereignty when you have poisonous water? And again, the more intentional we get about our education and pushing back in our government, we learn that some of this isn't as coincidental or accidental as you lead it to believe. Oh, did we happen to put too much fluoride in the water? You're all, but you got pearly whites. Now, I got you addicted to crack. That was a different CIA op, and I got all those teeth that are nice and pearly white falling out of your mouth. But stop combining the psyops. Just take one at a time.
Yeah,
that's a you problem. So they just don't get it when I want to get excited. You make Thomas Massey out to be a bad guy. I want to get excited. Where are we at? It's still only 38 trillion. We're not at 39 yet.
Are we close?
A couple more episodes. Give it some time. We gotta dip a couple more of those missiles in bronze and gold, and then we'll be like, yeah, we're there. Do we need to make more developments in the new Gaza? Ting, 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 ting.
Catastrophic.
Catastrophically successful. It was beautiful. I want to talk about the BlackRock CEO. He loves being there. He was there in a bunch of our other earlier clips. You can't miss Mr. Ellison. Let's get to the clip. 12.
Believe that outside the United Nations.
So here's Larry Fink, and he's the BlackRock CEO. He's always here, and like Klaus Schwab, who wears wizard costumes for fun, but like seriously, not ironically, and not at a Dungeons and Dragons event. This guy is there outwardly wearing wizard uniforms at these commissions. But we're not talking about Klaus now. We're talking about Larry Fink.
We believe that outside the United Nations, this is the largest gathering of
Ricky.
Global leadership of the post-COVID period of time. For many people, this meeting feels out of step with the moment. We hear all about the elites. And how does that play out in an age of populism? How does an established institution make a difference in an era of deep institutional mistrust? And there's some truth to the critique. I believe in this forum for a long time. I certainly wouldn't be leading this if I didn't believe that we can change and make the world better. But it's also obvious that the world now places far less trust in us to help shape what comes next. If the World Economic Forum is going to be useful going forward, it has to regain that trust.
Now they need to regain that trust.
I think the movement towards tokenization, decimalization is necessary. It's ironic that we see two emerging countries leading the world in decimalization, in the tokenization and digitization of their currency. That's Brazil and India. I think we need to move very rapidly to doing that. We would be reducing fees. We would do more democratization by reducing more fees if we had
all investments on a tokenized platform that you can move from a tokenized money market fund to equities and bonds and back and forth. We have one common blockchain. We will, we can reduce corruption. So I would argue that yes, we have more dependencies on maybe one blockchain, which we could all talk about. But that being said, the activities are probably processed and more secure than ever.
It'll be more secure. We'll have more control, but I just don't understand when we all get together in our private jets here in beautiful Switzerland. I just don't get why they don't trust us as much as they used to. These clowns can't be the internet and the interconnectivity of all the people. And when they review clips like this, they're like, we just need to get them on digital currency so we can turn their money off whenever we want. I mean, their shit will be secure. Because, I mean, how secure is a couch cushion? Secure enough from you, Larry Fink, you'd have to come and get it. You'd have to come get the roll in my couch. Does Larry Fink look like a guy that could get in your couch? You might be able to get in your couch, can't get into mine. So that's why we need to get you on digital currency. Just like as we reviewed last week, or no, it wasn't last week. You'll have to check my podcast with Will that'll be coming out. But as we discussed, now that I'm realizing it, not here on the live show, but they literally voted in Congress this past week for remote shutoffs in all cars manufactured in 2026 and on. So you should be buying used cars from here on out. You know what would be creme de la creme, F you to the government, is if none of us bought new cars or buy a Japanese car.
I know it's going to suck.
But I think all the imported cars will have to add it too.
Japanese cars are built in the U.S.
You're right.
Anyways, and also you're right. They'll just require that, just like restrictor.
If you don't think
the restrictor things in cars that limit your car speed, an imported Lamborghini, Ferrari has to have that. Now you can technically remove it and go as fast as you want. Technically has to have it when it's sold, though. So we already have that.
Well, and the unfortunate thing for those folks in the EU and for us, they actually have to do something about it. They have to put it in, take black letter law. They actually have to put it together. Over there, they're like, you have no rights. We're telling you now. We're putting this in the car, and that's just how it goes.
For a country that has no rights, they really complain about us a lot.
Boy, they got a lot to say.
They really do.
Yeah, we took freedom away from them. They couldn't stop us. It's like, what are you going to do? Nothing.
That's when we talk about Trump's domestic failures, which are in abundance at this point. But when you talk about his global accomplishments, it is been a great look to the European Union of, oh yeah, no, we're still them.
Yeah,
we'll still be them.
Yeah,
we'll still have issues here, and it's super annoying.
Well, but as we have issues here. One, this is an element I was the most excited. Doug, lock in. This is the thing I couldn't have been more excited for in the whole World Economic Forum piece. And I do have two other clips that we're going to close the top. You know what? Actually, I'm going to play one more clip. Then we'll do this part because I'm very excited for it. And it's a really good transition to our final topic of the episode, separate from the World Economic Forum, talking about weather modification. So before we get to that, let me play. Here's one of the World Economic Forum lackeys putting on a presentation for the commission. And I just love when the presenters accidentally say the truth. They just say the loud part out loud. It's the best. Did you mean to say that?
It's the best.
As you surf the internet, as you watch videos.
This dude has the voice of a guy who would do that too.
Oh, he has the voice of a supervillain.
He has the voice.
He
has the voice of someone who let it slip and just be,
They will like it because we told them to like it. What do you got to say, bub?
As you surf the internet, as you watch videos or check your social feed, the algorithms will be monitoring. The algorithm tracks your eye movements, your blood pressure, your brain activity, and tells you who you are.
Blood pressure.
Now imagine the situation in 10 or 20 years.
Minnesota. Bert Kreischer cooking videos. Silent mukbanging. Ooh, I like a good mukbang. And it's just, it's like this. They can literally, we want to make them angry now. And then they're like, make them happy. And it's just like, oh, puppies. I love a good wiener dog video.
when an algorithm can tell any teenager exactly where he or she is on the gay-straight spectrum.
What?
Wait, what?
Where he or she is when an algorithm tells you who you are. Now imagine the situation in 10 or 20 years when an algorithm can tell any teenager exactly where he or she is on the gay-straight spectrum.
What did he just say?
Can tell any teenager exactly where he or she is. Exactly where he or she is on the gay-straight spectrum.
What the fuck just happened?
The interview's over. Shut it off.
No,
shut it off.
Get the fuck out of here, Daryl.
I am Marshall's publicist, and I'm telling you to pull a fucking plug right now.
This is gold. I am not cutting this interview off. This is the best interview we've ever done.
I'm about to do this.
Whoever added that was genius. That was so genius.
I bet North Korea was so mad about that.
Dude, I'm so mad about that.
Now they can give you an algorithm that'll turn you gay. You thought you
That's
were a
all I
fan of
heard.
clavicular, but really, you're a fan of clavicular. You're gay. That's wild, bro.
Hey, just let it slip in there. Just let it slip. Do you think he meant to say that?
You are gay. You are gay. You like clavicular. You are gay. That's our world. So he said the loud part out loud.
I think you meant the quiet part.
No, it was loud. He's gay. We're gonna turn you gay. That's quiet to you. So, I'm gonna save the best part for last. I got one more clip before the last part. Why do this? Here is a historian. Sometimes the World Economic Forum slips and brings in
overqualified people.
Yeah, that would be it. Thinking people with a heart, people with morality, honest people. One of us. It's a shame when one of us accidentally ends up on a panel at the World Economic Forum.
This is my first time at Davos, and I find it quite a bewildering experience, to be honest. I mean, 1,500 private jets have flown in here to hear Sir David Attenborough speak about, how we're wrecking the planet. And I hear people talk in the language of participation and justice and equality and transparency. But then, almost no one raises the real issue of tax avoidance, right? And of the rich just not paying their fair share. It feels like I'm at a firefighters conference and no one's allowed to speak about water, right? there was only one panel, actually.
Well, we've had two. You're the second of our panelists.
There was only one panel.
Let's go there.
One panel hidden away in the media center that was actually about tax avoidance. Yeah. I was one of the 15 participants. So something needs to change here. 10 years ago, the World Economic Forum asked the question, what must industry do to prevent a broad social backlash? The answer is very simple. Just stop talking about philanthropy and start talking about taxes. Taxes. We need to. Just 2 days ago, there was a billionaire in here. What's his name? Michael Dell, and he asked the question like, name me one country where a top marginal tax rate of 70% has actually worked. And I'm a historian. The United States. That's where it has actually worked. In the 1950s, during Republican President Eisenhower, the war veteran, the top marginal tax rate in the US was 91% for people like Michael Dell. The top estate tax for people like Michael Dell was more than 70%. This is not rocket science. We can talk for a very long time about all these stupid philanthropy schemes. We can invite Bono once more, but come on, we got to be talking about taxes. Yeah, exactly. That's it. Taxes. All the rest is bullshit, in my opinion.
I'm assuming they didn't invite the BlackRock guy for that one.
Yeah, I don't think he was on that panel. He'd be like, and I'm looking at you. Stop buying everything. Do you have to buy everything?
While he's talking, you see a giant hook come in and pull him off the stage.
You're gone.
And no one acknowledges it. No one even acts like it happened.
And then another guy comes in, he's like, take some money. Like, this is our guy. This is our guy. All right, let's end on a high note. If we're going to talk about the World Economic Forum, let's end with hope. Let's end with some optimism. As I was alluding to earlier, there's not many, but there are few folks out here doing the Lord's work, fighting against the machine, calling it out as they see it, and pushing back, involving themselves in ways most people fear. This guy is a hero of mine. I would say a hero of the show, doing what I think we wish we could do. And we've reported on his work quite a bit when we can. James O'Keefe infiltrated the World Economic Forum. And what's great is James O'Keefe just keeps finding himself sneaking into places looking like Count Olaf, like the most phony disguise you could ever. It's James O'Keefe in a wig. And somehow he still always infiltrates the most like intense situations.
Well, I mean, man, they've had Miss Macron there. They're used to wigs.
Yeah, they're used to the sneaky.
Yeah.
Sneaky. It's really all turtle. It's all the masters of disguise there. So James O'Keefe doing the Lord's work. He broke in. It's a good transition into our next topic. I mean, talk about catching the hungry poo with its hand in the honey jar.
Technologies to assist with the warming climate and the effect of sulfur dioxide in the atmosphere will help block some of the warming and the particles stay in the air for 1 year. So and actually we're speaking to some of the airplane manufacturers and to see if they can emit some of our technology into the atmosphere.
So ask yourself, how did James O'Keefe break in? I guess the camera made it's probably not going to show his disguise. I thought we had a different clip. His disguise is literally him in a blonde wig. But how did he get in? He's pretending to be, and it's so perfect for this next topic. He's pretending to be a representative for a company that does chemtrails, which is different than what we're going to get into, cloud seeding, and it's all we're going to get into that science. We're going to break it down. It's a whole stick-it-a-magooga. But this is what our expert in the next topic would say is the worst form of chemtrails or the manipulation of weather or the atmosphere. And watching, he was able to get in, preying on watch how giddy this guy gets. He's like, we don't want to talk about weather engineering. He's got a bad connotation. He's like, say it, baby. Tell me you're engineering this shit. What? These people are freaks.
To help with the global warming. That's right. Fantastic. Yeah. Climate.
Fantastic.
I mean, we don't like to use the term climate engineering. It scares people. So we prefer.
But it's but for me, being an engineer, I think that's actually what you do. It's financial engineering.
That's what you do.
Climate engineering, because it involves something that's more scientific.
Yes, exactly. You're an engineer.
You're scientific.
From Sweden.
Bro, you're an engineer. Tell him. Tell him how you do. You're better than God. Say it.
You know, at this point in James O'Keefe's career, there's got to be a part in his head. He's like, every time they just start talking.
They just sing like a canary.
Yeah, like it's not like this guy's being discreet because he really doesn't know him. He's just kind of hearing. All I have to do. Hey man, I like the clouds, dude. You like clouds? Let me tell you about the clouds. Like,
I think that
you want to make some money off these clouds.
Yeah,
I think they would have better security with facial rec with all these billionaires around.
You think everybody would be watching for him now?
Next year's forum after this whole thing.
Oh, well, what's hilarious is it's like you thought he can leave DC? We're in Switzerland. He's like, I go everywhere. I sat in Xi Jinping's lap.
He flew Spirit to the freaking forum.
I'm playing a part. It's a bit. I'm just a guy selling space chemicals.
Then immediately they start singing. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
There hasn't been one I've seen him do where he kind of, I don't really know. They just start saying it.
I don't want to say geoengineering. It's got a back out. Say it. Give it to me. You're what?
He's just like, actually say this.
Say you're tougher than God. Say it. You predict the weather. All right.
Right. So we don't like to call them chemtrails. We don't like to use this.
So what do you call it?
What do you call it?
We
Just
call it
say
aerosol injection. Aerosol. It's kind of like little droplets.
Okay.
And the droplets form in the air, and they stay there for a year.
Yeah.
It's modeled kind of a mini volcanic eruption, actually.
I mean, aviation fuels have some sulfur in them, so it creates some sulfur dioxide emissions naturally, and that does have a cooling effect.
Now, this guy, Kennedy Ritchie, who runs a company called For Air, spoke on stage, and he says on his website that he wants to, quote, decarbonize the aviation industry. He actually told me he was trying to eliminate contrails entirely, but then brought up cloud seating.
A lot of the work actually came out of the military, so they do this all the time.
That's our
You
move.
work with them at all? Or?
No, because they're a little more closed door about their procedures.
You ever heard of sulfur dioxide?
Yeah.
You've heard of that? Okay. Yeah.
It's actually pretty cheap to do it. The ability to put sulfur dioxide there is actually a pretty cheap way to cool down the earth.
Oh, yeah.
So the opportunity for, one or two people to do it is, impressive. He went a little further. He's like, it'd be interesting if the government start doing this over each other's territories on purpose. Like if we start getting weather modification as a, government.
Dude, the fact that this is just one super business and we're about to scratch the surface of a thing that's been here forever. So, Ricky, all these considerations, you could go check out more of what James O'Keefe uncovered, but it's all the same shiz. And the beautiful thing about this conference is there's not as much to uncover as much as there is to discover. They put it right in your face. You could just take the effort in seeking it out or wait until they implement it in the next half a decade. So, Ricky, we threw a lot out. We went through pretty much all the highlights. What do you think?
We know this is coming, but when I heard no meat, that's crazy, bro. What y'all gonna do with all the meats, bro? I'm talking about from the first slide, because the first slide, like, first of all, evolved into everything. When they say no meat, I was just like, what up? What we're gonna be eating? Fake grass? Like, everything gonna be covered in y'all fake chemtrails. Anyway, depopulation. You already knew they were trying to kill us. They want this earth for themselves. And yeah, we already own nothing. So, and they tax us for everything, every single thing. So we already know most of this, but as you pretty much said, it's funny that they're saying it out loud now.
Well, what's crazy, dude, is that clip you're talking about, we'll all eat fake meat. That's an old World Economic Forum bit that, where they're going to get rid of it. And they're doing all these things. They allowed a major portion of the cow industry to die off with this plague issue. They weren't allowing people to vaccinate and try to attend to this issue. It was a whole thing. Now they're also limiting the farming of new cows because they're saying that's a part of global warming. And we're kind of having a little bit of a shortage. We're going to have that issue, and that'll be an excuse for forcing this genetically modified meat. Then, as we've reported in the past of the show, you've had president of marketing at Campbell's Soup just flat out in a hot mic say they're using fake meat. So they've been using it under our nose. What's crazy, dude, and I'm just floating it out there. Maybe in the comments, maybe you guys can ground me with some other consideration. I can't help but let my mind race every time I come across the TikToks where they break down if McDonald's sells like 6 million cheeseburgers a day. It's something wild like that. How many cheeseburgers a day, McDonald's? Let's see. 6.5 million. Dang, that was pretty good. So 6.5 million cheeseburgers a day. And get this, how many cows for food in America? 6.5 million cheeseburgers a day. As of early of 2025, approximately 86 million cattle and calves in the United States, with over 27 million specifically classified as beef cows. The U.S. beef industry slaughters about 30 to 36 million cattle annually. So let's think about this. 365 days a year, 6.5 million cheeseburgers a day. And we're getting that from about 30 to 36 million cows. And that's not including Arby's, Burger King, Red Robin, Applebee's, Ruth Chris's Gourmet Delmonico Steak. So I'm just saying the numbers don't add up. And at some point, let's keep in mind, so I've done Rethink Solutions, and we've broken down the dark side of the food chain. And what we know is that it is illegal for staff and folks on the property of mass meat food factories to redistribute video or picture of the operation. And it's so public distrust and dismay doesn't like erupt. What does that tell you about the process they're doing? They literally made laws to protect what they got going on in there. Now, the theory has always been, which we know, is that they're feeding these pigs and cows, and specifically the pigs. This is more the pigs than any of it, but cows too. They're taking all the processed bullcrap from the grocery store, plastic, they're just all of it. The chips, it's like they're just throwing it in a vat, pounding it up and grinding it up and making a feed. So I always kind of thought the issue was they don't want you seeing what they're feeding these things. Plus, you'll have a heart when you watch these things get their neck slit. It's all very we're so removed from the process and having that relationship with our food. But I also fear that we're going to find out, Soylent Green is people, and so is Big Macs. That there's something else in these patties.
Y'all,
Rich,
U.S. also import a lot of beef too from different countries.
You're right. I mean, we just fully committed all of our beef to be Mexico mostly coming from Argentina.
Oh, Argentina too. Damn.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a big promise by Trump.
Yeah, that crazy looking president. We kissed up to him, and we committed to his beef. Arby's and Argentina, they have the meats. Yeah, so I guess it's crazy, but kind of mirroring the point of the whole report today is you pointed out that was something they told us was coming. And now we're reporting in 2025 and 2026. That's just Campbell's soup is fake meat. It's 3D printed. Love it or not. Will, do you have any wrapping thoughts? World Economic Forum. We broke down a lot, checked out every angle of this thing.
No, it's just a bunch of bigwigs and a bunch of Europeans telling us how we should live our life, but then having to pick up the speed now to call us to fix a problem.
You excited for the Board of Peace? Putin's committing $1 billion.
I'm curious what is actually even going to come of that, because when the Europeans get pissed off about it and don't like it, it almost makes me more inclined to be interested in it.
Yeah, it's an interesting point.
It's a weird conundrum.
It's a weird conundrum. One last angle I'd like to consider with the whole Trump scheme. So they talk about how Trump is being brought as a keynote speaker. Let's make this abundantly clear. Trump would not be invited personally by BlackRock CEO Larry Fink as the keynote speaker at the World Economic Forum in Davos if he wasn't all in on their agendas. This is common sense. I said it before, and I'll say it again. You do not get invited as a keynote speaker anywhere unless you are a guest of honor. It is totally ludicrous to assume that Trump and his admin would get access to the World Economic Forum just to berate them and take them down. Like Klaus Schwab said, we penetrate the cabinets, and if you look at many of the people that Trump has aligned himself with both in and out of the admin, they are deeply embedded with the World Economic Forum. Vivek Ramaswamy is one of them. That's why you should look for Mr. Putch in Ohio. If Trump was really serious about bypassing the World Economic Forum and their agendas, he would simply ignore them and pretend they didn't exist. But no, instead, he pals around with many of the current members of the World Economic Forum, invites them to the taxpayer-funded dinners at the White House and the new beautiful ballroom that we're building, which is above the giant super server set that's going to be spying on us forever, and is invited as a keynote speaker to announce the Board of Peace, which I don't. Here's what I want to be clear about. I'm not going to say he shouldn't do anything. Like, yeah, go do these things. But I'm not taking it as you're representing us as much as you are actively participating with them until the proof is in the pudding. Like, I want to start seeing action. And I'm going to continue to believe you're one of them, hanging out at the same islands, the same parties, chilling with the same girls. But you know what? I'm going to wait to, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe in 2 years, all the wars are over and we all get to see the utopia we were promised. I think that's a fool's dream. But let's get to the conclusion here. And that's the real takeaway from Davos. Not that the powerful people meet, but that they no longer feel the need to persuade, justify, or even pretend they're asking for consent. The language has shifted from vision to inevitability. Policies are discussed as facts of life. Trade-offs are framed as necessities, and the public is treated less like participants in the future and more like variables to be managed inside it. History shows us that when decision makers stop asking if people agree and start telling them to adjust, something fundamental has changed. Davos isn't about hidden plans anymore. It's about openly declared priorities. And whether you agree with them or not, ignoring what's being said out loud is how people wake up one day and realize the rules changed without their input. So the question isn't whether Davos matters. It clearly does. The question is whether everyday people are allowed a voice in a future being shaped without them. Because when power speaks plainly, the worst thing you can do is assume it's just talk. Now, let's depart from talk and get to hard-hitting reality. I know this has been a super dense episode, but this is probably going to be the most entertaining aspect to it, especially when, Ricky, let me bring you in here. You could tell me what the weather's like in Nantucket, because I was going to make the comment that the guys here in the studio had to really drudge through. I mean, it is a tundra out there.
Yeah, it's not getting better.
I'm really hoping that this whole time we've been here, snowplows have been running, because the roads were insane getting here.
Yep.
What's it like by you, Ricky?
They do a good job of cleaning up the roads, but if you don't have like someone coming for your yard, you're just gonna be blocked in and snowed in. Like,
I don't want to get it twisted. Most times here in Ohio, we have this hell managed.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't let me underplay. This is the most snow I've seen in a very long time.
Oh, me too. Me too.
I haven't seen this in a long time. So that's what that's more what I'm inquiring. What's it
I
like
haven't seen
by
this
you?
much snow in my life, actually.
Really?
Like, yeah, not even in Cleveland.
Yeah, I'm pretty close to. We're getting to pretty close to the most I've seen in Cleveland.
There's a giant mountain, like 15 feet tall by my apartment.
I really wish I was 17 and building a fort in my front yard.
Because it's like it was so high when it fell the Sunday night that I was in a pickup truck. I couldn't even move. It's like up to the door.
Oh, it's wild.
And then we have another snowstorm coming this Sunday again, a nor'easter coming through. So, and it's snowing right now, but it's 20 degrees. It feels good. It's 20 degrees.
It's not here. We're below zero. We're like at -6, -3, it was all over.
We're in a severe weather advisory until tomorrow morning.
Oh, that's wonderful. I really love that for us. It's good stuff. Really good stuff. With that consideration, it's really hard dealing with one of the biggest storms you've ever seen, and then learning about the very real existence of the science and corporate business of weather modification, and not sitting back thinking, does this have anything to do with the hell that I'm dealing with outside? And they're going to, no matter what, say no. But after I just deal with their world party parade for the last 2 hours, I sit back and go, I'm supposed to believe you're not behind the 2-3 feet of snow in my yard? So let's get to it. Today we're talking about something that really intrigues me. I'm very excited to talk about weather modification. For years, talking about weather modification would get you laughed out of the room. It was lumped in with tinfoil hats and late night radio. And then quietly, governments and corporations stopped denying it and started publishing the paperwork. Weather modification is real, it's formal, it's regulated, and it's already happening. At its most established level, we're talking about cloud seeding, the intentional introduction of substances like silver iodide, dry ice, or salt particles into existing cloud systems to influence precipitation. The goal: more rain, more snow, hail suppression, fog dispersal. Not magic, physics. These particles give water vapor something to cling to, increasing the likelihood of precipitation when atmospheric conditions are already supported. This isn't experimental fringe science. It's conducted using aircraft, ground-based generators, and increasingly drones. States in the western U.S. use it to combat drought. And they really say just west of the Mississippi is very well versed with this. Countries in the Middle East use it to increase rainfall. China famously deploys it ahead of major events. These programs are tracked, budgeted, and openly discussed, just rarely highlighted for the public. Then there are the gray zones. Techniques like hail cannons, which use acoustic shock waves to disrupt hail formation. And these are still debated terms of effectiveness. Some farmers swear by them, scientists remain skeptical, and beyond that, you move into climate intervention experiments, things like stratospheric aerosol injection, where particles would be released high in the atmosphere to reflect sunlight and cool the planet. These aren't operational policies yet, but they are absolutely being researched, modeled, and debated in serious institutions. Organizations like the World Meteorological Organization and the American Meteorological Society actively published guidelines, research, frameworks, and ethical considerations around these practices. Governments require reporting, and I will see a lot of benefit to that in these clips that we have coming up. In the United States, activities are logged through the NOAA internationally. Military use of weather modification is banned under the ENMOD Convention, which ironically confirms that weather manipulation is effective enough to be weaponized in the first place, that they have to do treaties to, and I mean, that's as far as however much you believe in the reliability of those treaties. And that's where the conversation gets uncomfortable, because the question is no longer, is this happening? It's who decides when to intervene, who benefits from altered weather, and who bears the unintended consequences. You. Rain in one region can mean drought downstream. Suppressing hail here may change storm behavior there. These systems don't respect borders, voting districts, or consent, and yet decisions are often made by governments, agencies, or contractors far removed from people living under the clouds. This isn't about panic, it's about awareness. Weather modification has moved from speculation to policy, from denial to deployment. And when something that powerful becomes normalized, the public deserves to know not just that it's happening, but how, why, and for whom. Because once we start engineering the sky, pretending it's none of our business is the real fantasy. So let's get into this. I'm kicking it off to Sean Ryan. His show has been instrumental. I mean, first off, let's take a look at some of these photos. This is, can we get a full screen? I look at, they're like cannons, dude, that they just get prepped, and those are chemicals. It's like, yeah, but this is, look at brand icy. We're in it. Cherry and blueberry coming down. Mama, I wanted a mix icy.
They look like those popsicles.
Oh, dude, the red, white, and blue. This is for America.
The push pops.
Yeah, the push pops.
Yeah, that's it. Yes, it does look like a push pop. Thank you, Ricky. But it's funny that like this casual thing that people have been calling out in your community for decades now being called the crazy schizo. It's like, yeah, now we're all in on it. It's not only just a real thing, but now we have to start having the very real conversations about policy and implementation and the effect it has on the public. So I want to talk about a character here, Augustus Dorico. He's the CEO of Rainmaker, which, again, grounding this whole dialogue in reality. It's an experience. It's part of our world. And it's all about manipulating the weather. So I just want to kick it off to, we'll just let him go. Here's Augustus.
Think about weather mod, most minutes of most hours of most days, awake or not. And it rain and snow, actually. Snow we're even better at than rain right now. It's slightly easier.
Just let us sit there for a second.
So talk about the differences.
How much have you looked into, the weather manipulation stuff? There's a lot of conspiracies out there on it.
Dude, I run.
Why wouldn't that happen?
Look at that damn mullet. And that dude's the reason we're covered in snow.
Dude, millionaire that didn't graduate college. I went to UC Berkeley. I dropped that out, but I'm cool. He can have a mullet, totally unironic. He's the richest man in the room. It's like, world powers pay me to make it rain in Saudi Arabia. And then I make it rain in my living room.
On a weather manipulation company. so yeah, I know.
I make it rain looking like Joe Dirt.
So on the one hand, I know a lot about the research that the United States is doing, that China's doing, that the Europeans are doing, that the Middle Easterners, Saudi and the Emirates are doing.
How do you think we got the poopsicle down?
That's a good Joe Dirt. But then also I get letters in the mail about once or twice a week from guys that have just like totally lost their mind that say like, if you repeat this activation phrase, it will rain over you immediately because I've like typed it into the code of the ether. Someone that did like too much DMT or something. So I've got the full spectrum of the actual science down to the most schizo theories and a lot of stuff in between.
Nice. Did you see the thing that just happened in Switzerland?
No.
Yeah, that glacier that whatever happened,
like,
it just
blew out the
cracked
whole
off
town.
and like completely buried that entire village.
Yeah, it was like a town of 1,300 people or something, I think. That was a disaster. Is the suspicion that was manipulated?
Not yet, but I'm sure it's coming out.
Yeah, probably. It's it's funny actually. A lot of what we do right now in the Western U.S. is snowpack enhancement. So trying to prevent the glaciers from, melting away, cracking, becoming unstable, and collapsing.
What did you?
Yeah, we don't want to lose all those glaciers in America because there's so many. Really, it's because Colorado Springs oversold their ski passes, and billionaires got to make their cash. Dump snow on them. I want to stay open through February.
Dude, they're going to stay open through March.
We had too many muddy days. Hey,
I have buddies that work in Vail. They do stay open until the end of March.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No matter what.
Oh, yeah.
But if you could pay an
crazy.
Augustus to make it dump.
Augustus Gloop is going to make it.
No. Augustus Dorico.
Oh, sorry.
Dorico. It's all super villainy. It's all there.
You looked at the mullet, dude, and you're like, super villain.
It's episode 207, and then again he comes back for 217 because the whole world goes crazy. They're like, "Whoa, dude, this guy! Wait, what?" I got to tell you, I'm about 47 minutes into a 2-hour podcast, and then I'm going to start the second one. Fascinating. Back to the Candace Owens conclusion that 90% of these people all have the Midas touch. They all were picked from a young childhood, and it's like, you're going to be a major world player, and you're going to be. This kid was building rockets with NASA in high school. He went to UC Berkeley and then dropped out to make a software that was monitoring. So for all the companies that put stuff in the atmosphere, they have to log it with the government. And there's a federal regulation. And they want not only you need to register what chemical at what rate and everything, but then you also have to report back the result. So, it's good that it's also strengthening like a federal database. And and there's some oversight, we have no intervention or even now people don't even know that it exists. But watch it, just hearing where this guy comes from. And then, okay, 5 years ago, I'm looking at my dad going, that stuff in the sky, not exactly what you think it is. We're being duped. Listen, kid, we're like 2 more of these conversations away from locking you away, doping you with medication. You need a straitjacket. You're losing your fucking mind. At that time, Mr. Augustus is making millions of dollars doing exactly that. Now they're like, not only have we been doing that for like 10 years, even longer than that. Longer. You found out about it, and for 5 years, I almost had your dad disown you. Put you in a box. Now, not only are we saying, yeah, we've been doing the thing. But like, we're already well ahead of you on regulation. We've already got it figured out. So before you even start, yes, we're your representative. Yeah, we're supposed to be representing your will. Before we could even find out what your will is on this, we've already made the rules. So let us roll with it. I do want to get into that history. Like, this just kind of happened under your nose. We all were kind of picking up on it as it was happening, and those that did were called crazy. You just tend to be the ones with the ear to the ground the best. But here's the history of it.
In California, Texas, and Idaho, they all have weather modification programs that the state funds.
How long have they had those programs?
What?
So cloud seeding was invented in the United States. It's an American technology that was done
Only
for the
us.
first time in New York in 1946. So the very first effective weather modification operations were done in the 40s, after World War II. Then there have been a series of programs that have popped up either domestically or abroad in the decades in between. But we've never actually been able to prove that it works until 2017. What changed in 2017 was this. So to give you the overview of what cloud seeding is, about 93% of all of the liquid and ice water that traverses the lower atmosphere over the U.S., so the water in the clouds, right? About 93% of that doesn't precipitate over land. It just evaporates away or gets recycled by the oceans. That means that there's a ton of water up there that's just going to waste that you can bring down. So certain clouds that aren't naturally precipitating or that aren't very efficiently precipitating, you can identify those with radar. You can measure that there's liquid in them that isn't coming down, fly a drone up into them, disperse a material that freezes the liquid in the cloud. And we can talk about what that material is later, but disperse a material that freezes the liquid in the cloud into big, heavy snowflakes that become heavy enough to fall down. And if it's warm beneath the cloud, melt into rain. If it's cold, stay as snow. And so if you just blast a cloud, right, and then it rains, that isn't necessarily proof that you caused it to rain, right? Like maybe you're just good at picking clouds that were going to rain anyway.
Oh, yeah.
And so
That'd be bad. You don't want to make that confusion. I want to know this shiz works. How do I know this shiz works?
Could really justify doing this at scale up until 2017. And what changed then was the National Center of Atmospheric Research, an organization called NCAR out in Colorado. They realized if you have the right wavelength of radar, of dual polarization radar, which I'll talk about again in a sec too. But if you have the right kind of radar and you fly in a zigzag, right, or in a circle or in your initials, and you only see...
Think about that. They were drawing. I want to know the details of what they did. Okay. Was it just a zigzag? Your initials? Oh, did it say AFG? I would have put different initials. Mine's Alexander Francis Gergat. I would have switched them around a little. You could write whatever you want. But they literally created a storm. You're telling me nobody
didn't look up.
Nobody did. Nobody got fun with their. They're looking at the president like, you don't believe this works?
Bush did.
Yeah, exactly. I did it in the shape of a hot dog. What are you gonna do?
Honestly, please do that.
That's what I mean. I really hope somebody had fun with it. But so what happened?
Precipitation on the radar in your flight track, then you can say, oh, that is definitively man-made because we flew in this zigzag or we flew in this spiral, and there's only precipitation occurring.
They were able to go, this is working solely as man-made, not that I'm getting lucky picking already about to rain clouds by drawing shapes in the sky, doing a zigzag, doing your initials. Imagine a rainstorm in your initials. This is like Titan stuff. Like you are manipulating the weather in the shape of a zigzag.
It's a guy in a mullet.
Guy in a mullet. What do you want me to draw? Pac-Man? Pac-Man, making it rain.
He's eating the rain clouds.
Snow's easier. Snow's easier for me. Can I do a snowstorm? Sure, babe. Snowy's Pac-Man. And now South Carolina is cooked.
I don't want to go to work tomorrow. You're not.
Well, it would be do it Friday. I think they need like 17 hours to so Friday, Saturday, we start throwing it up in the sky by Monday, Tuesday. Oh, can you not get to work, babe? Stay home. I got you.
That shape. They did that in Idaho in 2017 multiple times.
Idaho?
And that was the very first time that people were able to show, one, that it was unambiguously working, and two, that they can measure how much water they put on the ground. And so most folks, even in the scientific community, are still catching up to speed with this tech. The regulatory community, some people know about it, think it's cool. Some people think that it doesn't exist. Some people don't know the difference between cloud seeding and geoengineering and a bunch of other stuff. But
I'm in that category.
Sean the whole time is just, those are a lot of big words for Elmo.
But dude, it is crazy. He gets into the difference between geoengineering and
it is crazy listening to that kid talk, and I am just kind of mesmerized about the level of intelligence.
Brilliant.
Yeah, the level of intelligence there. And just like the idea he had, and just knowing, like, damn, kid, you were like what, 21? I could make it rain, literally, figuratively, and literally.
So how does it work? I mean, this is so deep, so complex. It's huge, and can you make it digestible for a dummy?
Let's talk about how this all works.
Yeah,
how does it work?
You have water in clouds, right? I'll walk you through. I'll walk you through the form of the tech that we understand very well, and then a proposed alternative way. You have water in clouds. 80% of precipitation-ish that occurs on the planet happens because you have water in clouds, and then you have natural dust, or you have bacteria that gets kicked up from the soil, all natural stuff, that the water freezes onto, turns into big heavy snowflakes, and then falls, either stays as snow or melts into rain, right? Rainmaker and cloud seeding mimics this natural process where you have water in the clouds, but the droplets aren't big enough and heavy enough to naturally precipitate. If you put material in the cloud that has a crystal structure similar to ice, then the water will freeze onto it, grow into those big snowflakes, and fall. That's sort of like the high level, but the system that Rainmaker uses has a few other important components. So first of all, you have to be able to detect whether a cloud has enough liquid, because if the cloud is mostly ice, then you can't freeze much more. But we use radar to measure how much liquid is in the cloud. The way that we do that is one wave of the radar moves vertically, right? And then the other is oriented horizontally. So you get the amount of the beam that is reflected in both directions. And so if you have about an equal amount of the horizontal and vertical beam reflected, then you have a spherical target. So it's probably a water drop, right? If you get more of one versus the other, then it's probably more oblong and like a snowflake or like an ice crystal. So we can use the radar to measure where the liquid water is in the cloud. If we find that, then we'll launch our drones up into it. The drones that we've built are the only ones in NATO that are under 55 pounds that can survive in severe icing conditions, because this is really cold water, right? So we have these resistors inlaid onto the vehicle that melt the ice off as it accretes onto the drone. So you find the water with the radar. You fly your drone up into these conditions, hope that it survives. You disperse the material. So we have this aerosol dispersion system that basically just emits individual particles.
But you doing your hairspray is the problem. we take the aerosol can, put it right in that bed.
Yeah, I mean, back in the 80s, Steve Harrington was causing a real problem with these people.
That the water freezes onto. And then with the same radar you found the water with, you can now see it freezing, growing into bigger snowflakes, and then eventually bigger drops, and measure how much precipitates downwind.
So
then it lands in Ohio and it burdens my driveway.
Now my dog can't piss.
I got a shovel just so my dog can go to the bathroom. She hits the bell, ding, 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 and I look outside. I'm like, hold it. I got to dig us out again. Because if you just turn around and it's already another foot.
And she's just like, no.
Yeah, no.
No digging.
Do the thing. Do the thing. Clean it. Do the thing.
Introducing some type of an agent that has weight to it, and that's pulling the water down.
You're introducing an agent that the water freezes onto, and then it's just the weight of the water that pulls it down. So for every
the craziest part about this, how it's just casually like, yeah, no, what the hell? This is what we do. It goes up in the sky, it freezes to the thing, and we make the thing bigger. More rain, more snow. Who was telling you we weren't doing this? Your dad? What a goofball.
This
This
segment was built 5 years in the making, by the way.
The fact that this is just such casually our world.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, no, this is the thing we do. I have a drone that your car, like, I want to give you guys an image. You know what? Ricky, I love you, but we're getting even closer. I want you to picture Doug. Doug, click to yourself real quick. Give the people a smile. See? Picture that guy.
That's a smile a mother could love.
I want you to picture Doug. Leave the studio. He's got to go home now. I want you to dig. I want you to watch him. I want you to watch him dig his car out. Picture it. As we've been sitting here, about 4 bumbleberries deep, there is a solid half an inch of ice on Doug's car right now. He's going to have to go out there and chisel it and get this Chevy out of here. And this guy's like, my drones, they just melt the ice right off. Super, super drones. They just go right in the sky. Everything that clings to it melts right off. And Doug, just picture Doug. He can't get out of here.
I want that car.
It's a drone.
I want that drone.
The things that'll be like creating the world around us and policing us are going to be so much for just like the president with laser guns that just like twist our organs up with sound. The technology supersedes the layman's lifestyle so much that it's like, can you even imagine? Our cars don't even do that. And he's like, yeah, no, my super drone that's going to change the weather. Remember the jokes for like 20 years? You thought it was the little country in the Middle East. It's been us. It's you, America. You started in the 40s. Now we're making cold, hard cash. We're making a cash. We're forking it in.
The dude from El Segundo, California is the reason.
And he sits back and he laughs. He's like, the reality is the east side, they have no idea what's going on. But the whole west of the Mississippi, they need us. Cash. It's actually a part of their state's budget now. Pay us for rain.
Nope.
The irony.
People down south right now are pissed at him. They see that clip right now. They want his head.
What's funny is with Texas's taxes, Ted Cruz paid him for more precipitation. It was like, snowstorm, I'm going to Cabo.
Well, that's like the irony is, again, like you said, the west part of the country, they definitely feel this implication. Whereas for us, I would love if, like, in the interview, he's like, all right, so what about places over there? He's like, they have a lake. Yeah. The lake is good.
Well, that is the consideration they really press upon us, is that right now there's heavy regulation on the water like, what is it? Ossifers? I'm messing up the word. What am I thinking of, Doug?
The algae?
No, no. It's
what are we
the
talking
body of
about?
water under the ground.
Aquifer.
Aquifer. Thank you, Doug. I was waiting for you to tag in. I knew you knew it. Doug's reliable. The aquifers are drying up so much under the western states that they spend so much of their effort and resources policing the distribution of the water that can come out of those annually and anticipate them to be gone. And you're going to see a drought in the next decade and a half in those states, unless this is this guy's claim, unless our companies really take off. But there's high regulation. They're all playing off of each other. And what are those other ramifications when you're taking moisture from over here? Well, that means, yeah, you're getting it over here.
No, they're not going to do one of these things during an important football game.
Well, it doesn't matter because Doug's getting what he wants and we're going inside.
Or a baseball game.
Yeah, they'll make it rain.
2016 World Series rain delay.
Trump will go, we're bringing Chief Wahoo back. And then he's going to go, I'm raining on you.
Even though he looks like an Indian with that mullet. Yeah, I said it.
You're onto something. I'm weighing on the guy ain't wrong. The guy ain't wrong. Tell me the difference between a featherhead and a mullet. Like Joe. So how does it go? How does it go wrong? How does it go wrong?
What could go wrong?
Wrong
What could go wrong in doing this?
I don't know how I know it goes wrong. One of those drones flies up there, breaks, and falls on something.
That would be, well, won't happen. Superheaters. It's got a superheating shield. Didn't you hear Super Tech? Doug's car doesn't have it.
What could go wrong? What
Yeah,
could go wrong in doing this?
Nothing.
The only thing that comes to my mind, is floods, and then, not knowing the effects of
Floods,
who you're stealing
pissing off God. Who knows?
the rain from, where the wind's blowing. But I mean, if there was a miscalculation and it dumped on insert city.
North Carolina.
So they don't have, you had just mentioned, Dubai didn't have the drainage.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't able to take on that amount of water. It could be devastating.
Yeah, I think the
mudslides.
Yeah, the simple way to get around that is you just don't operate in highly populated areas, right? So like the Rocky Mountains, relatively unpopulated, but all of the snow and rain that goes there runs off into the cities that into the reservoirs and rivers that do benefit the cities, but tens or hundreds or thousands of miles away. So you can mitigate for that risk.
These chemicals they're mixing in that's running off into the waters. What are these, bro? Like, are they even like? We're about to, bro.
Yeah, well, it is
I'm about
funny.
to have another
Like,
head out of me, bro.
we knew we had a problem back when all of the farmer runoff was dumping into the aquifers, as they would say, and we had to be worried about it affecting the runoff in your watershed. Well, now we're literally throwing it into the sky and being like, "What? You're surprised? You're surprised it's something different?"
By operating in more remote areas. What could go wrong beyond that?
Yeah.
I think that you covered most of the bases there. It's
mudslide.
It is if someone was totally irresponsible and totally irregulated, operating over a highly populated area, that you could run the risk of avalanches. But avalanches or floods. But in order to do that, like I said, you'd have to be operating totally irresponsibly. You'd have to have like either bad science or malicious intent. You would have to skirt around the existing regulations that require you to suspend operations if there is any risk. So we have like a pretty solid framework to prevent any sort of disasters from happening there.
No big deal.
What if
I'm thinking he's just sitting there. He's like, "Yeah, I can't think of what. Well, what if? What are you coming up with?"
Yeah, I don't know. I
think
nothing.
Those
are probably.
I ain't got nothing. Yeah, I really don't see any problems with this, especially because we got the bad guys. Everybody In the world arena, we got them to sign a treaty. You would never use it as a weapon. Let me introduce you to an exciting concept we were able to learn from Augustus. I love learning about these evil government operations. Every once in a while, you get a new one. And I love learning about these new ones. The one I got today is Operation Popeye. Look how evil. Operation Popeye.
Of every photo of Popeye you could have found, you found the most truly artistic one out there.
That's right. Operation Popeye.
Dude's yoked.
Google it. Go talk to your AI, ChatGPT, Mr. Grok. Talk to your homies. Talk to your history teacher. Anybody that knows what Operation Popeye is will confirm the fact. Very real. It is when, so we learned about this science of weather modification in the 40s. Operation Popeye. We started using it in Vietnam and started dumping tsunamis on them. And we just made their wet jungle just flood. We flooded them and we used it as a weapon. And then we were like, hey, now that you all are also figuring out this works, I think we should sign an agreement. Nobody will do this. We ate our spinach, dumped rain on Vietnam, and then was like, hey, we shouldn't use this as a weapon. So just wanted to get you well-versed in Operation Popeye. It's just an education session. Go do your Googles, your chatbot talks, and further verse yourself. But just know that while we try to take what bad can we do? We would flood you when we're mad at you. We'll make it swampy and muddy, and worse. All right.
And what's worse, we just glass them.
Well, they don't have glass. So we're gonna make it muddy, make it wet. Last one here. So, Mr. Augustus, have you ever been in your own rain?
Have you been in your own rain?
Oh,
Snow. Yeah.
I
our own
ripped it
snow.
with John White.
It's actually way easier to make snow than it is rain.
Why is that?
So you know how the material freezes the liquid in the cloud?
Mm-hmm.
That means that the cloud has to be cold enough for you to freeze it in the first place, which generally means that it's cold beneath the cloud too. Now, with respect to rain, we're operating in Utah, Colorado, Oregon, California, and Texas. It's all rain in Texas, so we've been in our own rain there. Out in West Texas and the Trans-Pecos, the Panhandle, that's been pretty cool.
Yeah, that's got to be pretty. It's got to be a weird feeling, knowing that that's your rain.
This other dude's
Like I
so
said,
happy to
that's
just show off his
second-
invention,
look.
and Sean Ryan's over there going, "Boy, I would drown all those people. I would just eviscerate West Texas with this thing."
Most important thing that I've ever done in my life.
What is the agent?
Yeah. So silver iodide. That is what has been used in one form or another for the last 60 years. Its crystal structure is almost identical to ice. So that plus a couple other material properties make the water freeze onto it very well. We use so little of it, about 50 grams per 100,000 plus acres, that there's no accumulation, no measurable or consequential accumulation in the soil for humans or for farms or for ecosystems. All that being said, though, well, actually, the first point is most cloud seeding operations in the past have used flares. So they'll burn a flare that aerosolizes the silver iodide. But in the flare, there's a bunch of other junk materials, right?
Yeah, just. Did you mean that?
People get concerned about
It's just some junk. Yeah, we're just throwing some junk in the sky.
aluminum or stuff like that in the flares. So we don't use that because we don't want
Are we breathing it?
any additional additives beyond what is explicitly and exclusively for rainmaking. So our aerosol dispersion system just uses silver iodide. Something that we're working on right now is totally organic material found in American soil.
Remember when they said acid rain was because of like runoff, like I was saying? Now it's like, no, it's because they don't want you drinking the water that's coming out of the sky anymore because it's literally full of chemicals.
That is biodegradable, that is more effective and actually costs less per gram than silver iodide.
What is natural water anymore? Like, where can you just get natural water anymore? What? Yeah, exactly. Where? Nowhere.
Alaska.
Dude,
Gotta
but
go
they're
to
cloud seeding everywhere.
You gotta
I
go on
don't
the
trust
tip
anything
of
at this point
Atlanta.
anymore.
Plus, am I still in the world where I'm supposed to believe we're in a spinning ball? Because if it's a spinning ball, when you spray stuff over here, it rotates to over there. It's the spinning ball effect of the sky and the ball below it.
It's like, what was it? Like Genghis Khan killed so many people that he changed the temperature of the world.
Yeah. And this guy's like, I do that for fun on a Tuesday
I'm making it rain
in my living room.
We have a bunch of lab testing to do before we roll that out to the field. And then we need to do all of the regulatory permissions with the EPA and otherwise. But silver iodide is what we've used for the last 7 months.
When do you think you'll introduce the other agent?
January 2026.
Coming up, another 6 months.
and it just snowed. Wasn't the lake.
Yeah, no, that was the lake effect. It wasn't Augustus.
Nice.
Nice.
Dude, his voice, his tone is always great. So
This has been a doozy. Ricky, this is the biggest snow you've ever seen. Rapid thoughts on weather modification, the business thereof, the regulation developing beneath our nose. This whole new world.
He's a genius. Can't take that from him. But F his work, man. I hate snow. I don't mind the cold, but I really despise the snow. The snow just make everything a hassle. He probably made Jamaica flood with Melissa. We gonna blame him. We don't freaking know. At this point, we don't know what's going on anymore. This shit, they have the Avengers thing up there in the globe, okay? They're just over us hovering and just dropping shit on us. We're done. 2035, we're going, 2036, a year after they're open, we're going to Gaza and we're having a Gulf hit trip. We're gonna end it there.
bet you get hit with the ball.
I hope it's just a ball and nothing else.
He'd rather get hit with a golf ball instead of the grenade.
Thank God. It's going to be a catastrophic round of golf.
Catastrophically awesome. That's every time Doug hits a golf course.
Practice it.
Do you have any wrapping thoughts?
I think it's cool. I understand the skepticism, especially from my compatriot to my left. I understand his immense skepticism. I also think this was just his victory lap on his dad. That's probably not watching about all this.
Well, where else have you learned about this?
No, I haven't, but it makes sense. It makes sense that something like this is out there, and the kid's not giving me a vibe of nefarious reasons. I think he's genuinely a young scientist. Would you consider him a scientist?
Oh yeah,
meteorologist, something of that nature. That there is a practicality for what he's doing. So
and that is what they're saying. They want to bring opportunity and resources to places experiencing a drought,
right?
But with every virtuistic scientific endeavor, you have symptoms. You have. And the problem is there's so much money and power behind its success and the achievement of this market that they're going to be very quick to overlook the side effects, problems. Yeah, they're adapting. They're keenly and tightly monitoring the data, but they're also going to look the other way for the benefit, because the only person that pays the price is us.
Yeah.
The people. Yeah. That's the only asset.
But I mean, like at the same time, he's the people also.
Oh, that's true.
He's on
our earth.
It's not like he's doing this and on the other side of the world. I was actually impressed. Like he laid out like the states that they're operating in. So for me, it's okay. If I hear Texas has rain like Seattle for like 2 months, I'm going to be calling up Augustus going, hey, man, how many clouds do you really need to hit?
And the reality of it is exactly that, is when other countries really exploit this power, we're tightly regulated. Well, is China reporting every time they make a cloud?
No. So for this kid, I could definitely see he has the pragmatic kind of view of using this new thing. And I mean, kudos to him. I mean, it's an impressive thing considering what he's made. Sure, there are bad implications, but at the end of the day, everything we talk about on the show, there's a bad implication.
Yeah, anymore. So let's try to find the silver lining.
We can find a silver lining somewhere, but look at the negatives. Oh, I see them. I see them. I just know ours is probably the lake.
Yeah. So closing out the topic here, the most important thing to understand about the weather modification isn't whether it's real. That question is settled. Governments admit it, scientists document it, budgets fund it. The real issue is that something this powerful has slipped into the category of background noise discussed in technical language while the public is told not to worry about it. Weather affects food, water, energy, infrastructure, and survival itself. Altering it, even with good intentions, creates winners and losers, often without transparency or consent. And history tells us that when systems are managed from the top down, accountability is always the last thing added, if it's added at all. This doesn't mean every cloud seeding program is malicious or that every climate intervention is doomed. It means decisions with planetary consequences should not be treated like routine maintenance. If humans are going to start nudging the sky, the least we can demand is honesty about who's holding the controls. What are the risks, and who pays the price when things don't go according to plan? Because once weather becomes policy, pretending it's just nature anymore isn't science, it's denial. We're going to close out the episode here. We're going to save the wheel for another episode for next week. Just because this was a very dense episode. You know, there's just so many different angles to address with that World Economic Forum. And the craziest part is I left fruit on the vine. So there's even more. If you get interested, you could unpeel the facts and reality that they say to your face. Ricky, tell the folks where they can find you. Let's close out this episode.
I'm gonna keep it PG-13 this week. You know, just another day TV, #1 channel in your heart. Yeah, you can get anything. Yeah, we're doing gaming and everything. We got high people. Scholars.
Hey, you also got to check us out on Thursdays. Yeah. Rick's added another show that I've been doing with him, and
we got stoners and scholars. We got gamers. We got vloggers. There's everything over here. So just come on.
Yeah. Check out Just Another Day TV. A lot of action going on over there. It's been fun.
Place the doom scroll.
There we go. I like it. With that being said, guys, we appreciate you joining us here. We're here every Tuesday. It's been 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but we're probably going to kick it back to 8 p.m. We're thinking about our workplace of business has moved its hours back an hour, and it really has been keeping it tight. And that's why the last few weeks we've been starting at 7:15, 7:30. So to avoid that lateness, to buy us that extra buffer room that's become, quite pertinent, I think we probably will end up doing that. So with that being said, we've always got the live show on Tuesdays on a different channel. We've got a reaction show, which the last week, our episode, Just Watching Kids Be Hilarious, was popping off. So from that, we also have it on that channel, our Sunday football review. I think we're taking this week off. What did we decide?
I mean, it's the Pro Bowl week.
Oh, yeah. Well, did we say we were going to review last week?
We could review last week. We could also do,
because we're going to be here. So I think that was it.
NFL awards this week.
What's that?
The NFL awards. Like
I believe so.
Is that? I would assume that's.
Yeah, no, they are going. Yeah, they are going to announce that.
Hey, we got a Pro Bowl quarterterback.
Yeah, Shedeur is going to be playing flag football in the Pro Bowl.
We take it however we get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
yeah. What a wonderful award we got here.
10 people got to quit. You know.
Yeah.
It's all right.
That's how we do. That's the Browns way. So we got the Sunday football review, our reactions channel. Will and I have our podcast episode because it was a fun time just having a Protect Our Narcs episode. And I've got other. Yeah, it is. It is. Doug didn't want to join us. We've got all this and more in one central place, and that's at our website at www.rethinktankpodcast.com. If you like this episode, then someone else will too. So please be sure to like and subscribe. If we made you laugh, we made you think, the best thing you could do to support this show is share the episode. Again, in this fight against algorithms, if you liked it, someone else will too. So please share this link so we can get it out there. But otherwise, guys, we're here each week. So catch you next week. Peace. Give it a